Atlanta Hawks and the SuperSonics. The introduction of the players will be made. Let's take a look at the Hawks first of all. Rory Sparrow, number 2 tonight, averages 10 points a game out of Villanova, second-year player. And Eddie Johnson, the veteran out of Auburn, after 5 years, averaging 16 points a game. At the center spot, they're happy to have back Tree Rollins, who's been injured over the years, out of Clemson, a 5-year veteran, averages 5 points a game. Then at the forwards, Tom McMillan, the veteran out of Maryland, in his 7th year in the NBA, averaging 8 points a game. The other forward is John Drew, a young man who early in his career almost came to the Seattle SuperSonics. They were high on him. They couldn't work it out. He averages 19 points a game out of the familiar Gardner-Webb College, and he's been in the NBA 8 years. Where's Gardner-Webb?
Gardner-Webb, I believe, is in South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Al McGuire started his coaching career there.
You can fib to me because I wouldn't know. There's Lonnie Shelton. Lonnie averaging 15-8 a game in his 5th year out of Oregon State, next to Wally Walker, averaging 10 points a game. Jack Sikma, the leader of this club, at 19 points a game out of Illinois Wesleyan. Bill Hanslick will start again tonight, averaging 6 points a game, his 2nd year out of Notre Dame. And of course, number 1 in the hearts of the Sonic fans, Gus Williams, averaging 23 points a game, down a full point because of that bad 4-game road trip, where I don't think since the All-Star game until Tuesday night at LA, Gus had even made his average of 24 points, and finally got 30 and then 26 last night.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was definitely back last night as he had 18 points in the first quarter, coming on an array of shots, fast break opportunities, open jumpers, very difficult Gus Williams type shots.
Some finals that we gave you a little bit earlier on Eyewitness Sports. Houston 103, New Jersey 96. Philadelphia 132, Utah 117. San Antonio 126, Denver 121. Phoenix 104, the New York Knicks 90, and Kansas City beat San Diego 115-97. The visiting team, the home team. You know something? The visiting team in the NBA having one of their best years, winning 41% of the time. It's been as low as 35, 36% in some past years.
Many ways there are to skin a cat. There are reasons why that occurs.
True.
Everybody has one.
Jack double team, gets off the 4-footer. It won't go, and the rebound to Tree Rollins. A lot of changes on the Atlanta club, certainly. You'll see some new players tonight that you're not familiar with. For instance, Rory Sparrow getting a lead role now. That's McMillan. Number 3, the little spark plug, Eddie Johnson. First bucket of the night goes to John Drew, the 6'6 forward, 205. 29 years old now, averages 19 points a game. 2-0 Atlanta. Gus pinned in the corner. Hanslick to Wally. 2.
Now the small forwards start scoring off for their respective teams, Drew and Walker. Of course, Drew has a green light anytime he wants to go to shoot, and that certainly adds added pressure to Wally, who must defend him.
Tree Rollins to Drew on the bounce off the glass. It doesn't go. We've got a traveling violation called by referee Dick Pavetta. His working partner, Bob Riegel. Sonics dead tied with the Lakers for that number 1 spot in the Pacific Division. Great comeback at LA the other night, but they just couldn't quite pull it off. Well, they get it down to 4 finally?
4. Freddie Brown hit a couple of 3-point plays, 3-point baskets.
Jack fakes twice off the glass, lays it in. Couldn't have banked it any higher off the glass.
No, I tell you what, you had to get it over the tree. A big tree indeed.
He is a big tree. Tree Rollins, 7'1", 235 in his 5th year out of Clemson. 4-2, Sonics by 2. That's Johnson. A little mismatch with Lonnie on it. We got the first foul of the night on Bill Hanslick.
We talked about earlier that Tom McMillan, of course, with Rollins and McMillan in the game at the same time, that matchup becomes Shelton and McMillan, and McMillan's advantage there is he's quite a bit taller than Lonnie, but Lonnie has him over in other areas of the game, quickness, strength, etc.
Blocking foul is going to be called, and
it's a one-shot foul. Called on Hanslick.
It's called on Hanslick, and he's got 2 quickly, and it's going to be a 1-shot foul. Now, no foul shot taken. That's what, didn't you see? I thought I saw for sure. Dick Pavetta said that. Changed his mind. Lonnie gets the rebound. Gus looks to Wally. Finally passes to Hanslick. Foul is going to be called by Bob Riegel.
Awfully nice pass as Gus made the defensive player commit to him and just dropped a nice no-look pass to Billy Hansick. Watch Sparrow go over and guard Williams, and here comes Hansick using that left hand and picking up a foul on Johnny Drew.
First foul on Drew. All the fouls in the game on number 22. 2 on Hanslick, 1 on Drew.
And 2 points for the Hawks.
Going to 4 if Bill can make it fair. Bill Hanslick at the line. Shoots 78% from the foul line. He's got so far this year 100 now out of 128 tries. Notre Dame graduate. Gets a lot of razzing that Notre Dame isn't playing any better basketball than they are this college season. Now he misses that one. Percentage drops a bit. 9:51 to go. Sonics 5-2. McMillan with that block of gray hair. Maneuvers. Nice play by Tom McMillan.
Yeah, that makes Hawks awful tough when Drew passes the ball.
Lonnie couldn't get the handle on it. Kicks it away. Atlanta will go the other way. McMillan, only 30 years old. Just about a full head of gray hair. One of the few gray-headed gentlemen in the NBA. Doesn't shoot like it does. Nice left-handed shot from 18 feet.
Just a fine, delicate touch for a man that size. Of course, just a highly recruited player out of high school who went to the University of Maryland.
Lonnie on the drive at McMillan. Couldn't get it there, but gets fouled on the way to the bucket.
And that's one of the areas where he has difficulty in guarding people out on the floor, is that when they're as big and as quick as Shelton, we see Lonnie get a step and a half on McMillan, and McMillan pick up his first foul.
Second team foul. Atlanta, both teams with 2 team fouls. Jack works the right side, going to go in on the Rollins. Oh. Jack, little stuff.
He's been showing that he can put the ball to the floor, and doing it a lot this year.
Sparrow goes to the inside. McMillan, high post against Lonnie. Across the dish and not in. Johnson gets the rebound. Shortest man on the floor.
Eddie has yet to take a shot. He had 35 the other night, 35 points against the Jazz in Salt Lake.
Sparrow will take it. Top of the key, light off the lip. Wally after the rebound. Got punched out of there, and getting hit in the eye is John Drew. So the Sonics come down 5-on-4. Gus, 16-footer. McMillan to Rollins, and they give it to the sure hands of Eddie Johnson. Sonics by 1, 8:20 to go first quarter at the Kingdome. Big one Sunday, 3 o'clock. The Boston Celtics are here.
You gonna be here?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's one of the games that I won't do that I'll come and see. Foul going to be called. Bob Rakel spotted something under the bucket. It's going to be against Wally Walker. A little holding foul on Wally. First foul on him, 3rd team foul. Until 5, either team will put the ball into play from side court. After that, they'll go to the line.
Drew has just a pocket full of moves, and it's just so tough to look him in the eye and play him head up, man-on-man defense.
On the right of your screen, when our camera pans back that way, you'll see Kevin Loeffler standing up, watching the club. Sparrow. Yep. Hits all sides of the bucket, goes in.
Yeah, Locker is all over the court.
Yeah.
One of the leaders in technicals every year.
A little give and go to Gus, to the bucket, batted away by Rollins, out of play. It'll be Sonic ball.
Yeah, he blocked that away from his shoulder high. I mean, he jumped up and then had to come back down and block it.
He said he was over guarding Gus, got too high for him, right?
Pick here.
Gus will bring it in. Hanslick trying to work inside on Johnson, trying to block Rollins out to give Jack a shot. Does, and he hits. Nice play set up by Hanslick and converted by Jack Sickman. 9-8 Sonics.
That's Sickman's 6th point. Shooting very well as he did last night, 7 for 10. Jack shooting very well from the field the last couple of games.
Lonnie and McMillan banging each other around. All batted out. They say Lonnie knocked it away, so McMillan will bring it in. His elbow is bandaged up, the left one. He wears guards on either one.
Okay, once he turns and gets squared up, then Lonnie has problems because McMillan can hold it up so high.
Jack, nice rebound. Looks for the outlet. He's got Gus. Can he get it to him? Yeah. Nice pass to Wally. He couldn't hang on to it.
Little bit low. I tell you, that was a good try. Just a little bit low. Down there where a big man, 6'7", has to reach for it, and that's not the most or the best place to put it.
Back up floor. Gus looked over to Wally. Said, "I'm sorry, my fault. Bad pass." Wally was alone. Could have made it, but he just couldn't get down to the ball. Nice place, give and go. Beautiful play that time from Johnson to Sparrow. They get 2, and it's 10-9. The Hawks lead by 1. We've got our first timeout of the night. 6:51 to go, first quarter at the Kingdome. The Hawks are up by 1 on the SuperSonics. We'll be back. They're fairly well equal in defense. Atlanta only gives up 100 points. The Sonics give up 101.
Looking even deeper into the statistics, Wayne, we see that Atlanta's opponents are shooting 47% from the floor, which is not a bad stat, but Atlanta is only shooting 45%.
Yeah.
And so they have to take a whole lot more shots to be in the ball game, at least from the floor standpoint. Right now they're shooting 62%, 5 for 8, and Seattle 57%, 4 for 7.
Rory Sparrow at the line, averages 10 points a game. He's an 86% foul shooter and hits it. We got an 11-9 game. It's the biggest lead of the night for the Hawks. Yep.
We also have some full court pressure, and Seattle wastes no time in getting it down into good scoring position, and score they do. That's the way to break the full court pressure. You get through with some good controlled dribble or passing, and then attack. Make them pay for having those players back down court.
Tied up at 11. Set Atlanta for you. That's Sparrow. Johnson, Drew, goes up in a crowd, right off the heel, but Jack gets the rebound. They're going to bring the ball out of there, too, to Hanslick on the right side. Gus says something to Bill Hanslick to tell him where he wants him to go or what play to move on. Hanslick was going to shoot it, got fouled. Who got him? Johnson?
Well,
let's see what the call is.
Number 3,
Eddie Johnson.
That's his first personal foul, and turns out to be the 3rd team foul on Atlanta. And Bill Hanslick will go to the line, and he missed 1 out of 2 before. Averages, as I said, 78% of his shots from the line.
Rory Sparrow and Eddie Johnson, the 2 Atlanta guards, are not big for NBA guards, and so whenever Seattle has the opportunity, I would imagine they're going to try to get Billy Hanslick and Phil Smith the ball down in the posted area.
Yet to show you Phil Smith. He'll be in a while, obtained from San Diego. And of course Armand Hill will now play for Paul Silas down there. Still nothing new on the Paul Westphal situation. Supposedly the New York Knicks made an offer, or increased their offer last night. Paul says there's nothing to that until it's written down on paper. Good backcourt pressure with the Sonics. Takes about 10 seconds off the shot clock. Sparrow will fire.
And that's how you end that in a hurry. They take it right to the basket, and Rory now has 7.
Average is only 10, so he's making hay in the first quarter. Shelton, left side, will play McMillan. Shoot right over him.
No question, it's McMillan. Of course, you know, you got to think, if you're in his shoes, that is McMillan's shoes, you don't want to come out too far because you just picked up a foul with Lonnie blowing by you.
Sonics by 2, 15-13, midway first quarter. Yep. Sparrow going to work on Gus, and I think Gus got a shove at him, did he not? Lonnie was in the area too. Fouls on Gus. That's his first personal foul, and the Sonics go to the 5-team foul limit now. So Atlanta will go to the foul line. The Hawks from the line, 1 for 1. The Sonics 3 for 4.
Roy's one of the better shooters from this charity stripe, as he's shooting 86% this year.
As you see, the assist leader with Atlanta.
Although I suppose that 86% is not totally conclusive, as he's taken but now 88 shots, making 77.
Not bad.
Now 78 for 88.
Tied at 15, 5:26 first quarter remaining. A lot of pressure from Sparrow on Gus. Hanslick's move. Wally try the little layup from just about the foul line. Dick Pavetta spotted something underneath. Says, hold on here a second. John Drew's got his second foul of the game. And John doesn't like it. He comes over, talks to Pavetta, and he says, hey, how can that be? 14 fouls now in Atlanta.
Billy Hanslick's just an awfully tough offensive rebounder, and that time he had good position, and Johnny Drew couldn't do anything but just hold him down.
Jack will work on Tree Rollins. Fronts him, bounces it. Let's let Wally in on the act. Nice pass back to Jack. Gonna go off the glass. No bucket. Travels.
Good call.
Yep.
Jack hopped while giving that head fake. He doesn't like it, but I think if we played it back for him later, he'd agree with the official.
Jack is still grousing about it down at the other end. He gets that
look at that look.
Yeah, he gets that look on his face that says, I didn't do it. Great slam drunk by Tree Rollins. Make it a slam dunk, excuse me.
Again, Atlanta goes right at the area where Jack is, so perhaps he was thinking a little bit too much about that last travel call.
Atlanta by 2. Wally, Hanslick. Gus having a little problem with Sparrow. He's staying with him, doing a good job. Jack.
There you go.
There's the move on Rollins, and he yells over at Drew, why didn't you give me some help under there?
Right back catches. That's 6 points for Jack and 2 dunks.
17 all. Good spirited game so far. The crowd's lively tonight. Rollins bangs into Jack and goes over him for the slam dunk. You don't stop that one very well.
I guess the onus now is on Jack's back to come back with another dunk. It was Rollins, Jack, Rollins. Let's see what happens.
McMillan just wrapping Lonnie Shelton up with his arms. Did he get spotted doing it? I think he did.
And
yeah,
being a Rhodes Scholar, knowing that he probably didn't foul, he complains.
well, he did foul. I was talking about it when it was called. He's simply wrapping his arms around Lonnie, locking his arms, doing everything but just pulling Lonnie's pants down to make him not get to the bucket. Lonnie will go to the foul line now with a chance to tie it up. He'll get 2. Missed the first one. Sonics 3 out of 5 from the line now.
Lonnie's so aggressive last night in gathering 15 rebounds. He just took it upon himself to, hey, I'm going to go get me a dozen of them and see what happens. And he did with a vengeance last night.
Full court pressure for the Sonics. Trying to make Atlanta turn it over. Lonnie right on top of Sparrow. No foul called, and the Hawks get it in their front court, leading by 1. A lot of injuries for Atlanta. Probably won't see University of Washington product Steve Hawes. Then again, you might. Dan Brownfield, of course, out for the All-Star game. Got hurt before that. Couldn't even play there. Johnson, nope. And Hanslick fouled him, and he can't believe it. Dick Pavetta calls the 3rd foul of the night on Hanslick in the first quarter, and Lenny's going to have to go to the bench for Fred Brown. Nope, it's going to be Phil Smith.
Going back to Steve Hawes, he's in courts tonight. They decided not even to suit him up, so it's pretty much a given that he's not going to play.
Take guys like Hawes and Brownfield out of that lineup. They were without Rollins. Johnson's had his problems. It's tough coaching a club like that, but Lawthrey, who used to be at New Jersey, one of the most volatile coaches in any league, anywhere, of any sport. You look at him a couple of times if you're a referee, and he's either going to be in the locker room or you're going to have a red neck.
Well, he played like that, and there's, I guess, no change in the man. He coaches like that.
Rod Hundley said that. He says that's the kind of player he was. Wally, nice fake.
Oh, that's nice. He took a rookie to school that time. Rudy Macklin just checking in, guarding Wally, and knew that he'd be a little bit anxious, and that he was, as Wally had him up and down.
Macklin, 6'7", 205 out of Louisiana State, wears number 40, so you'll watch him. Rollins right side, see what he likes to do. Gonna spin on Jack. He's got that little extended arm hook shot doing pretty well for himself. He's got 6.
When he extends his body and his arm to the hoop, I'll tell you, that's some long extenders.
About 9 feet going up there. Jack battling. Nice rejection by Rollins. Great block. Macklin going for the bucket. Couldn't get it. Gets fouled on the way in. And Dick Pavetta says that Wally Walker created that one. And so Macklin will go to the line. 2:35 remaining in the first quarter. And Atlanta's giving the Sonics everything they want right now. They've got a 2-point lead. Seattle, Portland, Golden State, Phoenix, all with a shot at it. I would think the only 4 teams you might rub out now would be Utah, Dallas, Kansas City, and San Diego.
No question, but I tell you, when you get to that Western Conference, it gets sticky when you get down to Golden State, Phoenix, and now Houston and Denver.
12 teams out of 23 will go. And of course, if you win your particular division, you lay out, and the other teams play a mini-series, 2 out of 3. Hawks 23, the Sonics 20. Hawks' largest lead right now by 3. And Rudy Macklin has a chance to make it 4. Missed it. Jack with the rebound. Sigma, Smith, Williams, Shelton, and Wally Walker against McMillan, Macklin, Rollins, Johnson, and Sparrow. Atlanta Hawks in town. very popular jump shot by Gus. No. And McMillan gets the rebound. Very popular team around the country, and they're known especially well here because of Ted Turner's Super Channel. People that have cable and watch Channel 3 out of Atlanta, they see Atlanta every night.
Is that called Superstation?
Superstation, you're right.
Superstation, right. Seattle has the Super Channel.
That's right, Superstation. Al Pavetta makes the call on Tree Rollins. That'll be his first personal foul in the game, and Atlanta over the limit in the quarter. And so the Sonics will go to the line, and James Donaldson comes in for Wally Walker.
Seattle's own version of the Tree comes in to guard the Tree as Wally Walker heads out.
Well, there is two really big men. Tree Rollins, 7'1", 235. Donaldson, 7'2", 265, 270.
I tell you, McMillan is no shrinking violet.
Nope.
And then you put him out there, the fourth one, Jack Sikma, and there's a lot of beef underneath the basket.
Smith gets the first. Sonics 5 out of 7 from the line. Missed the second, and Rollins gets the rebound. Phil Smith is the new number 20 for the Sonics, averaging 13 points a game out of San Francisco University 7 years ago. Johnson. And Lonnie grabs the rebound quickly to Gus. Lonnie, or rather Gus, trying to feed Jack blindsided, just couldn't get it there. Nice pass, Johnson. Macklin blocked away.
Foul on Lonnie.
Well, here's a couple of bodies banging together. Take another look, see if Lonnie committed the foul.
There, Rudy's got some. Ooh-wee, look at that. I tell you, he'll think next time he goes in and sees number 8 laying in the woods waiting for him.
Lonnie said, well, if I'm going to foul you, I'm not going to let you make it, so I might as well knock you down. That's just what he did. Macklin will go to the line. Shoots 20 or 76% from the line. Gets the first one. 24-21. Hawks by 3. We're still in the first quarter.
Seattle not yet showing many fast breaks. They have 1 or 2. But they have yet to consistently, with 1:31 left in the first quarter, to show much of a fast break.
You're being polite. They have not shown as many fast breaks as they should against this club.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Jack. Nice bucket for Jack, about 9 feet out on the baseline. He's got 8 points, and the Sonics are back within 2.
But Atlanta's been shooting very well, so it's hard to fast break when you're pulling the ball out of that court every time.
Yep. If you get a few off the iron, you might be able to run down there a little quicker. McMillan, the left-hander, hits it. Good shooting eye.
Oh, no question about that. Whew, he can shoot, and he's out at 15, 18 feet.
Oh, Gus with a marvelous shovel pass to James Donaldson. Now that's what you call a pure assist. Mark it down.
I tell you, that's also an emphatic dunk.
Yes.
Good way to get your first basket. Donaldson getting it on a nice slam dunk.
McMillan, that hook shot against Jack. Oh, are you kidding me? A left-handed hook over Jack goes in.
6 points for McMillan.
He's probably saying to himself, I didn't know I had that shot. Let me do that again. I didn't know I could make that. That's one of those you make in the gym when you're practicing. Jack in the same spot where he hit a moment ago. McMillan bats it away from him, so breaks up the Sonic rhythm a bit. Tried to just forced it, the foul's called. Tree Rollins is furious at Dick Pavetta, but I don't think it's on Rollins. It's not. It's on Rudy Macklin, the Louisiana State rookie. And Macklin picks up his first foul. And of course, Atlanta's been over the limit, so Gus will go to the line.
I'd say Tree Rollins is not the only one, Matt.
Number 1, Wes Matthews.
Kevin Lockery was way down beyond half court on that call.
Sparrow out of the ball game, and we see Wes Matthews, number 1, the 6'1", 165 guard out of Wisconsin in his second year, averages 7 points a game.
Notice anything about his socks, Wayne?
Let me take
Wes
a look.
Matthews?
He wears number 1 on him, like Gus Williams.
Yeah, but they're green. He must have borrowed Gus's. Their colors don't have any green in them.
No, they don't. Nah, he wouldn't have done that. They were the only number 1 socks they made, I guess, right?
I don't know.
Gus must take hours getting his socks and shoes on exactly right, with the number 1 on the back of the Achilles there, and then he's got them tied in back, and everything's got to be just perfect. The jumper at the end of the quarter. Oh, it goes and it counts. Oh my, oh my. Take another look with the clock at the end of the quarter. Here you go. The shot by Wes Matthews.
Watch Gus come behind and Wes having to adjust in midair. And I tell you, when it's that deep, it's tough because you don't really have the strength after you've made the adjustment.
All right, we're at the end of a quarter. 12 minutes finished, and the Hawks 31, the Sonics 27. To play for the Atlanta Hawks. 31-27. The Hawks have their biggest lead, 4 points. That was not a three-point shot by Matthews. There was some question about that on the bench. No, he was inside the line. The question was, did he get it off in time? And the official said, yep, he did. The Sonics make Atlanta turn it over, so they get it back. Fred Brown and Phil Smith at the guards. Donaldson, Sigma, and Greg Kelser up front for the Sonics. Greg's been getting a little more playing time, and he loves it. He and Ray Tolbert, the youngsters at forward, along with Danny Brains, who's been getting, it seems, a little bit less. Donaldson. Underneath.
Yep.
They're going to call it. Defensive goaltending against Atlanta. So the Sonics pick up a bucket. Who's going to get credit for it?
Donaldson.
James will get the credit. 31-29. Hawks by 2 now. Lenny was the first one to yell it. The official said, yeah, you're right. Matthews will play into Fred. Johnson. Well, Wes Matthews hits one at the end of the quarter and another one right there. He's got 4, and the Hawks are up by 4.
Wes Matthews is an awfully good shooter out of University of Wisconsin. With he and Eddie Johnson, they can fill it up in a hurry.
Jack looking over McMillan had nothing but a sea of red shirts. If they're not playing team defense now, I'd be amazed.
Yeah.
Ah, there you are. You like the call? I just said it. If they're not playing a zone defense and team defense right there, Bob Rakel stops the game and he says illegal defense against Atlanta.
That's a great call.
Thank you. I love it.
Great call.
Well, they were. Let's face it. They hadn't moved an inch. Sonics were moving and they weren't. Look out, Jack. Tried to get it there. Gets punched away and Kelser gets it back. Yeah, they hadn't moved an inch. There's nothing wrong when you get caught for that once, but the second time it's a technical foul. Jack's got 10 now. Nice play. 33-31 Hawks. Milwaukee beat Cleveland tonight. 106-88. The Bucks are tough. Smith with a rebound. Nice pass to Kelser. Can he get there? Yes.
I don't think there's any question. Greg's got good speed in the open court. Phil Smith laid it right on the money. Nice fast break.
Fred Brown says something to Phil Smith, and Smith says, okay. All right, Fred. Take a look at this again. Yep, here's McMillan back line. No basket. And it was a circus shot by Macklin, but it didn't go, and he gets the offensive foul. He went in with his arm, clearing out the middle. And take another look from the low angle now. Now watch him as he comes in. Watch his arm. Yep.
Yeah, that's a pretty good call right there. I thought James had pretty good position.
Smith, top of the key. He'll set it up. These are the things they practice. They were going through them very... Uh-oh, now an offensive foul against the Sonics. A little even up. That one against Jack Sigma for backing in. His first.
Well, trying to establish, I guess, good post position, and I guess Jack went a little too far, and Bobby Rakel hinted something there and called his foul, and of course that's Jack's first foul.
You like numbers? 33-33 with 9:33 to go. Off the lip, no good. Pelham after the rebound. McMillan gets it, blocked by Kelser. They got a 3-on-1. Fred Brown, nice pass to Smith. Layup good.
Awfully nice block by Greg Kelser. Initiated that fast break.
With Pelham and Macklin in there at 6'7" and 6'9", McMillan will probably bang into Jack and play the center spot as much as they play it. That. Well, Lonnie Shelton comes back into the game for Jack Sigma. Freeman Williams also into the ball game now for the Atlanta Hawks. He's wearing number 5. Has worn number 20 in the past for Atlanta, in number 5 tonight. Millen couldn't get the hook to go. Fred Brown with it.
That same one he threw up a moment ago.
Yep. Remember I said
You called for another one.
Let me try that one again. I didn't know I had it. Here's Lonnie. See what he can do with McMillan. Double team. Bounce to Donaldson. I think he got fouled by Macklin, did he not? Bavetta says yeah.
James had just great inside position. Lonnie had all he could do to get it to him, and when he did, there was nothing for Rudy to do but foul him and not let James dunk on his nose.
McMillan is now going to timeout has been called by the Seattle SuperSonics, so that'll supersede anything that I was going to say about McMillan coming out of the game. We have 8:25 to go in this second quarter at the Kingdome in Seattle. The Sonics trying to put their second win in a row back-to-back, and right at the moment they lead by 2. Top of the dome tickets only for Sunday. The Celtics in town, 3 o'clock. Don't be early, don't be late. Just be here and then go on upstairs with binoculars and maybe a parachute if you like. And for
here. It's going to be a happening.
For $2 you can see it all. That's right. It is the happening. They were clear over there, Jimmy, and I'm pointing clear down around center field for the championship games a few years ago. 40,000 in here one night. Can you imagine that for a basketball game? People said, I heard about the game. I didn't see much of it. Red Brown can't get it down, and with 8 minutes to go, Atlanta takes it the other way. Matthews is limping, turned his ankle apparently.
Yeah, well, he went through that pick and got hit, I think, pretty hard. Now, I don't know if it's an ankle or he caught somebody's knee, but he's definitely got a flat.
Rory Sparrow is going to come in for him. He's got a flat tire, huh?
He's got definitely rolling on 3.
Oh, from the corner. It didn't bother his shooting. He hits his 3rd bomb of the night, and he hasn't gotten 3 points for any of them. He's been on the line 3 times. Now what? Dick Bavetta sees something in the middle. Who did he catch the foul on? Rollins?
No, on Freeman Williams. His first foul.
Second team foul of the quarter against Atlanta. There's Freeman Williams. The veteran out of Portland State some 4 years ago. Averages 14 points for this club and is a pretty good 3-point shooter. He's 26 out of 85. Kelser! Extra effort ties up Tree Rollins.
Greg Turk took a shot that would, on the difficulty list, would get a very high one. Watch this. Oh, very innovative there.
9-9. Rollins has the advantage there. Did he tip it out of bounds? Oh, they save it. Lucky to do just that. It was saved by Sam Pelham, the 3rd-year player out of Buffalo.
Old teammates right there, Phil Smith and Freeman Williams.
That's right.
Looking eyeball to eyeball.
Ooh, Freeman Williams hits it. 37-35. I'll tell you, 3 or 4 of those shots have been near the line. Great pass, Lonnie. Layup, no good. Kelser, Lonnie battle. Lonnie missed it again. 3rd time's a charm.
Staying after it, I tell you. Go back to that pass from Phil Smith.
That's right.
And that's just a marvelous pass. And Lonnie out ahead of everybody, looking back. Don't forget to look back when you're ahead of the pack. Guys like Phil Smith will lay it right in your hands.
I tell you, they have a great touch from 40 and 50 feet throwing a basketball, don't they? Put it on a dime, just like a quarterback in pro football. Williams around Smith off the glass, didn't get it. Lonnie to Fred. Got nobody to pass to, may do it himself.
Why not? He's done it before. He now has his first bucket of the night from uptown, not downtown.
Yeah, that was
Fred Brown.
That was too close. That had to be an uptown shot. 39-37, Sonics by 2. We're midway in the second quarter. Nice pass to Drew. Laid it in and got fouled. Somebody clobbered him under the bucket. Ditch choice. Lonnie was there. Donaldson was there. And it goes against Greg Kelser, number 3.
Second team foul. John Drew is shooting 1.
John Drew will go to the line, shooting 1. Gardner Webb 8 years ago, almost a Sonic, if you'll think back. They were thinking highly of him. So have I been in town that long?
I'll tell you, John Drew is just a prolific scorer. He's had nights where...
Not only that, he's very good.
I thought that was implied by prolific.
Oh, thank you. Somebody stepped in the lane. They catch the culprit. Now, anyway, Drew gets back to the line. He got the bucket, was going for the foul shot, missed it, but somebody,
James,
put their paw over the line, and they're saying it was Bigfoot James Donaldson.
A big paw indeed.
Now he gets the extra point. 40-39, Hawks by 1. They're tenacious tonight, playing well.
Well, at 21 and 28, led by a volatile coach and fighting for that 6th playoff spot in the East.
That's right.
Wouldn't be surprised if they played anything but hard.
What a log jam that is, too. Nice pass, Lonnie Kelser. He went up, got fouled, but he's unhappy with himself. He didn't get the bucket. The foul is on Tree Rollins. That'll be his second personal foul of the night. Third team on Atlanta. And Jack Sikma's back into the fray. See how they doll this up. Probably Donaldson out. Yeah, James to the bench and Jack back in. And Gus will see some more action now. The Sonics slow playing last night a little. They used a lot of reserves, and tonight they'd like to balance it out and not play everybody. They don't want to lose the game, but they'd like to keep a few people fresh for Sunday as Gus comes back in for Phil Smith, and he gets a nice round of applause.
Well, in the first half last night, Lenny used, I think, but 7 or 8 players. They didn't use the whole squad, and I think he was very concerned that they get back in sync, and certainly they were that in the first half, and opened it up quite a bit in that second half.
Kelser gets a pair. The Sonics are 9 out of 12 from the line tonight, and they lead by 1 now, 41-40. Freeman Williams, who can shoot from anywhere, loses it. Lonnie pass to Gus, no chance.
Well, I tell you, if anybody's going to have a chance, it's going to be Gus, but it just barely goes off that left hand.
Johnson back in for Freeman Williams as Kevin Lothry moves his players in and out. Yeah, Lonnie just gave it too much mustard. Gus couldn't get to it.
He needs a bigger first baseman's glove.
Yeah, and you're running pell-mell like that, and you know that crowd and those hard chairs are coming up right next to you. You got to be a little cautious.
I've not heard that term for a number of years. Pell-mell.
John Drew fouled, no call, didn't get the bucket. Jack with the outlet to Fred. To Gus. To Greg, gets slammed back to the floor, but they call it jump ball. Nice call, too, because Rollins didn't do anything wrong. He shouldn't have gotten penalized for it.
Pass down, and watch Freddie now hit Gus Williams coming across on the other side of the floor. And Tree Rollins just plays defense magnificently there as he does not leave his feet.
Great shot by our cameraman. It was all ball that he had. And now Dick Pavetta says, hey, let's throw this up one more time. Because Bob Rakel didn't get it high enough, now they tip it. Kurt Schaefer with that camera
tremendous
shot.
Work, Kurt. Nice. Absolutely tremendous.
Nice job. Wally Walker will be back in on the next dead ball. At the moment, Atlanta moving with it. They're down by 1.
Oh, my.
But Tree Rollins, yes.
Yeah, he's been a factor tonight.
Averages only 6 points a game. He's got 8 here in the first half.
3 dunks.
Brown missed again. Kelce with the rebound.
Good hustle on the offensive boards by Greg Kelser. Taking it right back out to the veteran Lonnie Shelton, who cans a little 10-footer.
4:27 to go first half. Sonics in a seesaw game. Back up now by 1, 43-42.
Trying a little trap. Atlanta finds the open man momentarily.
Sonic bench screaming at the referees. Hey, Atlanta's in that lane for 3 seconds. Gus across the face to Lonnie off the glass. Nope. Something underneath. Rakel spotted it.
Guess who it's on? It's on Rollins. Coming over Lonnie Shelton's back. He took the ball and ran out of there. He knew it was going to be called on him. He could not believe it.
You see Tree in front of his own bench, and he'll say something to Kevin Lothry. That's his 3rd personal foul. 4th team foul in Atlanta, and here comes McMillan for Rollins. He walked all the way down there because he knew his coach was going to take him out with 3 in the first half, and McMillan will have to come back in and clog up the center spot. 21-28 on the year for the Hawks. After 49, the Sonics. Well, I'll tell you, they're playing a good brand of basketball at 35-17.
Fred Brown, 4 points.
Yep, 2 out of 4 from the floor for Fred, and the Sonics lead by 3. Jack's got a fairly decent assignment now with Pellos, his man. Ooh.
Eddie Johnson.
Nice shot by Eddie Johnson. Averages 16 out of Auburn. He's got only 3 tonight. He's been a bit quiet.
I tell you, Sam Pelham is awfully strong player, and he picks up Jack Sikma, and the much taller Tom McMillan goes outside to guard Lonnie Shelton.
Yep. Jack's too much for Pelham both ends. Oh, Jack just hit McMillan with an elbow. No call on that, but a loose ball foul is called on Jack. Maybe that's what Rakel did see. Yeah. I think if we have the replay on that, we'll check with our producer, director John Barry. Let's see. Now watch Jack's elbow right. Well,
here's the foul.
Yeah,
right there. There's the foul on Pelham.
That's right.
That's 2 on Jack.
See, from that angle, he didn't hit McMillan with the elbow, but McMillan reacted like he did, and then the foul got called. Lonnie gets the rebound regardless. Wally's there. Gus.
Gus has 4. And that was right in from the time he went up, because he went straight up in the air. No drift to his body in that shot.
Sonics lead this by 3. We're 2:41 from halftime. Well, Atlanta's going to call a timeout. Eddie Johnson took the shot. The foul is going to be called against Fred Brown, and we'll tell you all about that when we come back. 2:37 to go before the intermission at the Kingdome on a Friday night of basketball. The Sonics 47, the Atlanta Hawks 44. SuperSonics tied to the game with the Lakers tonight, and they're taking on Golden State, of course. So that'll be interesting. They both win, they're tied. If they both lose, they're tied. If either wins and the other loses, they're not tied. That's easy to figure out.
That's simple to figure out.
Thank you very much. I thought you'd like that.
Well, of course, they're playing another Pacific Division rival, Golden State.
47-44. Sonics by 3 here. They'll come back with Sikma, Walker, and Shelton, Fred Brown, and Gus Williams. For Atlanta, the tall man of the group, 6'11", Tom McMillan out of Maryland. They'll come with Sam Pelham, not a household name in the NBA, 31 years old, out of Buffalo, only graduated in 1978.
A hard-working young man, believe me, and uses his weight well. And lately has played very well for Kevin Lockery.
Johnson, Sparrow, and Drew are the remainder of the Atlanta lineup, and it's 47-46. We've got a tight one. A little more out of Atlanta tonight than might have been expected. Sonics wanted to have a breeze again, like with Washington last night, to save it for Boston Sunday. Lonnie, air ball, hit on the line, and Atlanta gets it back.
Sam Pelham had 17 points and 9 rebounds against the Utah Jazz in their win 121-17 in Salt Lake City a couple nights ago.
He's still not a household word. I don't care what you say.
No, I'm not saying he is. He's just a pretty quality player.
There's a
pretty quality.
Traveling call. There's an elevated train in New York. Pelham, but it's spelled differently. Matter of fact, Walter Matthau made a movie, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Serious?
That's right. I saw it.
Yeah, good movie, too.
I saw it.
Late Robert Shaw was in it. Brooklyn hosts that Pelham Express. See if Gus, steal. The other way goes Sparrow. They got 2-on-1 around Fred. And they don't get it. Jack gets the rebound. What turns coaches even more gray than they are? Kevin Lothry watching them go 2-on-1 and not bring off the bucket. Brown will work against Sparrow now. Spins.
6 points. That was right in the bottom of the well. Fine individual effort, 1-on-1 right there, Fred Brown.
D.T. Brown, Sonics up by 3, minute and a half to go in the quarter, which is our second. Johnson trying to leave it to McMillan, outlet Fred to Gus. See what he does here with Sparrow. Whoops. Doesn't get it. Drew hustling down to get the rebound. Sparrow will go the other way.
2 very fine defensive plays by Fred Brown. The one just before that led to Gus Williams' missed fast break. He stole the ball on the pass, and this time he hit the ball right off Rory Sparrow, right down to Rory's foot and out of bounds.
And if Fred has lost anything in quickness, then experience fills that spot.
No question.
He knows what's going to happen. He anticipates so well.
Talk about it right there. Right there. Backdoor. The guard who was coming out to contest the pass back from Lonnie Shelton, he just ducked backdoor. Nice pass.
Sonics' biggest lead of the night, 5, and Jack with the rebound. He's got a man. He couldn't quite get it there. McMillan lucks out by getting the ball back at half court. Jack's arm was hindered from throwing it full court, and he turns around and says, Dick Pavetta, I was hit there. That's why I couldn't throw it. You'll see Jack's face again. Gets red, and his eyes scrunch up. Yeah, and he says, hey, referee. Now Rakel is calling something at half court, 9 seconds. Now they're going to have just enough time to shoot. Good. Johnson Sonics with 4 seconds till halftime. Bad pass, and they're going to shoot up. They won't even get it off. So the Seattle SuperSonics give away 2 at the end on a miscue, but they hold the advantage at halftime. The Atlanta Hawks are in town, 21-28. The Sonics, of course, in their division Well, they're just playing super basketball. They're 35-17. And at halftime, the Sonics hold the Hawks down by 3, 51-48. Don't stay away, because there are $2 tickets in the top of the dome available. So if you want to come out, be part of the happening, get here an hour early, watch the practice. Bring your binoculars if you're going to sit up there. That's about all you need. All right, we're back to action. Johnson. Eddie gets the first two out of Auburn, and it's now 51-50. Atlanta giving the Sonics really more than they asked for tonight.
Atlanta, a difficult team to play against, and that they're not going to run and shoot themselves out of the game.
Now Lonnie makes a bad pass. Look at Hanslick go diving for a loose ball, but he didn't get to it, and it will be Atlanta's ball.
They pretty much come to the conclusion they're not going to have Danny Roundfield for a while, and they're just playing with what they have out there, and they're playing with a purpose and playing fairly well together.
And Steve Hawes, the University of Washington product, back in '72, he's in civilian clothes tonight. He's still on the injured list, so they've missed some people. Gus had a shot, takes the third time he pumped it. He wanted to do something else with it, decided to take the shot, and he hits it.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot as he picks up point number 6, certainly well off his pace of a night ago.
The Wizard. He likes the nickname the Wizard, too.
Well, I tell you, he took about 9 steps before he finally put the ball to the deck.
McMillan hits it, but no, 3-second violation. They were standing in there playing a little jacks, where you bounce the ball, pick up the jacks, and they stayed in there too long.
I guess justice is served, because Lenny was up hollering for traveling when John Drew took the ball and walked 3 or 4 steps and then finally put it down.
Original starting lineup for the Sonics. They've started the lineup most of the year. You've just gotten back from a vacation or something, and people move in and out of Seattle all the time. Remember, Armand Hill is no longer on the club. Phil Smith, formerly with Golden State and San Diego, is now a Seattle SuperSonics, and Armand has gone on down to San Diego. So not only James Bailey and Vinnie Johnson leaving this year with Jackie Dorsey, Armand Hill leaves now. Tree Rollins. 53-50, Sonics by 3. John Drew.
Billy Hanslick kind of bouncing off number 8, Lonnie Shelton.
Hanslick tried to drive the baseline offensive foul. Bad play by Bill, no sense to it. Just put his shoulder down and went right into Eddie Johnson, and no reason. He had plenty of time on the clock, and he didn't have any room.
Right here. That's a good call. Eddie Johnson a little too quick in that maneuver for Billy Hanslick to get around, as Phil Smith checks in pretty quick here with 10:08 left in the third.
Hanslick out, Phil Smith in. Sonics got 25 minutes out of Smith last night in beating Washington by 18, and he got double figures for them. Jack, the only double figure man for the Sonics at the end of the first half. He had, what, 12? Oh!
Eddie
Johnson pops again.
He now has 11, of course, off a little bit slow from his 35-point pace the other night against the Jazz.
Timeout, Seattle.
Timeout called by Seattle, and a couple of the Sonics didn't know it. They were pretty earnest about taking the ball the other way. 9:46 to go in this third quarter at the Kingdome, and the SuperSonics maintain the lead. They have been up by as many.
Bob Newell fan club.
Jack, Gus Williams on the bench. You see Nancy Welts, the public relations director of the SuperSonics, the only woman in the league to hold that job, and a good job she does at it.
Yeah, that's true. A fine job.
Took over from her brother, Rick Welts, who was the PR director, and now Nancy in her, what, fourth year, I believe.
Highly thought of around the league amongst the scribes.
Only part of the job she'd like a little better if she got to travel to the out-of-town game. She can't stand to sit home and watch them on TV or listen on the radio. So I said you can have Bob Blackburn's job when he retires in 50 years.
Oh, BB.
Bob's missed only a few. Sonics by 1. Back to the action. Gus, as the Sonics go toward the east end of the dome. Jack will shoot it. No. And Tree Rollins, who has been a force tonight for Atlanta. Some nights he sleeps through games. Tonight he's there to play.
He certainly has created some havoc with that long arm, both in the offense and the defense.
Sparrow, bad pass to Drew. It's going to be the Sonic ball. Gus will be the play guard, brings it up as Phil Smith disappears under the bucket and starts to do a little weave to try and get free. Jack sets a little pick for Gus. Too long shot, late, and Atlanta has it.
Hey, Atlanta's playing some pretty good team defense right there. Playing hard at that end and then playing pretty disciplined offensive basketball, and that's why it's so close.
McMillan got stripped. Smith, bad pass from Gus, but he bounces back out with it. McMillan still carping at the referee saying, I got killed under there, and he didn't call anything. Gus makes 2 or 3 moves to the bucket. Oh, let me do a little ring around the maypole on you and go right to the basket.
He has 8 points right now, but he showed us a pretty fine back to the basket move.
Rollins looked for McMillan. He goes to Rory Sparrow, the 2-year veteran out of Villanova. McMillan, the left-hander, hits.
That's a nice soft touch.
Yeah, the gray-headed gentleman.
10 points. They think he's going to be in the Senate one day.
Oh, really? Another Bill Bradley, huh?
Yep. He's looking at it very, very hard right now.
Bill Bradley seems to be doing a good job.
Saw an article on him the other day as one of the top 3 young Democrats.
I think the other 2 were from Colorado, if I remember the article.
Hart.
Smith lobs it to Jack. Sonics with a 1-point advantage. Jack says, no, he was going to shoot. 2
Somebody
seconds.
better shoot.
They better. Smith doesn't hit. Basket will count. Nice shot by Phil Smith.
Phil has 5.
57-54. Sonics by 3. It's been that kind of a seesaw game. The Sonics have led about 70% of the time, but usually by only a point or 2. It's been a very close game. Call underneath by Rakel. Who defined under there doing something wrong?
Phil Smith, I believe.
He's got his choice of folks. That's who it's on. Phil Smith, a blocking foul. His 2nd personal foul. And on the Sonics, that is the 1st team foul of the quarter.
Lonnie did a pretty smart thing as he came over and blocked that shot because, well, obviously he gets 2 shots here. That would have counted. And you never can tell when you throw the ball up around the rim what might happen.
First bucket good. He'll try number 2. And gets it. Atlanta's 12 out of 14 from the line tonight. And again, Sonics lead by 1. Jack kind of wanted to shoot. Wally says, I can shoot, and he did. Now, Wally came over and told Lenny and told Gus and told Jack that he could get a shot off from 6 or 8 feet away. They fed him, and he hit it. See, there's the input from the players.
Lonnie Shelton cleared the area with a previous cut, and that just made it nice and easy for Wally to follow right behind him.
McMillan, same spot, misses this one as he hit a few minutes ago.
All right, Dick Bavetta relinquished control of that call to Bobby Rakel.
Kevin Lothry says, why not a jump ball then if the 2 referees disagree?
Well, there was no disagreement. Bavetta just gave way to Bob Rakel.
Smith, pass to Jack. No, McMillan gets in the way. And Kevin Lothry is still on Bob Rakel's back saying, hey, if you guys disagree, it should have been a jump ball. And he hasn't even acknowledged that Kevin Lothry's on the same planet with him as Rakel watches the game. 59-56, Sonics by 3. Johnson. Yep, that's going to count, and he's going to get fouled, and he couldn't tie it up. Phil Smith commits the 2nd personal foul for him, and the 2nd in the quarter. Take another look.
That's an excellent move. Watch how Eddie Johnson jumps right now in and across the path of Phil Smith just to make sure that he draws a foul. And I'll tell you, that's not as difficult a shot as it looks. Just a fine, fine move by Eddie Johnson.
It's tied up. Oh, wait a minute now. The scoreboard had it tied a minute ago. Am I wrong? Yeah, it should be 58-58. Kevin Lothry's telling me it's the wrong score. 59 all. That's right. It was tied. I was right. All right. Kevin noticing that scoreboard. He's screaming at the people to make sure they get it changed.
Okay, Atlanta's playing some pretty good defenses. They're pushing out the passing lanes of Seattle.
Jack, 12-footer. Nope. Johnson gets it away from Smith. Lonnie comes in and fouls him. Not a bright foul on Lonnie. He had really nothing to gain. If he's going to play the man, try and play around him, but why hang on his back and get the sure foul?
So what Atlanta's doing right now, as I mentioned, they're pushing Seattle out of their normal offensive rhythm, and every pass is a little bit deeper on the court and away from the basket than the previous one.
Jack and Lonnie with 13 rebounds between them. Through to McMillan. Going to work on Lonnie. Comes out instead to Johnson. Smith got on his hands, and Smith is just picking up a whole bushel of personal fouls. That's going to be his 4th personal foul and the 4th team foul in the quarter, and Fred Brown's going to have to come in for it. So Smith in his 2nd outing for the Sonics, not giving them what he did last night with 10 points in 25 minutes.
I'll tell you, immediately you see the effect of the trade in that Lenny can go to his 2nd substitution at the guard line and come in with a veteran.
That's right. And Fred Brown plays a little veteran trick, walks right in front of Eddie Johnson to give him something to think about at the foul line. Change the scenery a little bit, and he missed it, see? Fred always thinking, just walks in front of Eddie nonchalantly to make his eyes move off the basket, and he misses the foul shot.
Team physician Marty Kushner liked that one.
Brown, yes. Wonder if Linda knew that one was going in.
Well, you know, wives, I guess, have a sixth sense, and she's watched so many jumpers by Fred that she just might.
61-60, Sonics again by 1. Rollins, John Drew, Jack takes it away. Fred looks cross court, little peripheral vision, didn't see anybody, so hangs onto it. Now goes to Gus on the baseline. He get fouled? No, he traveled.
Ooh-wee. Well, yeah, he turned and put that ball in Sparrow's waist. Rory got a little hand on it, and I guess Gus was detected moving those feet.
Sparrow, Johnson, Rollins, Drew, and McMillan for Atlanta. Johnson floating in the air, missed it. McMillan sweeps the boards, goes up, gets fouled. Take your choice, Jack or Lonnie. It's Jack. They were both on top of him. It's the third personal foul on Jack. You'll see it one more time, and look at this team foul. Sonics 5, Atlanta none.
Tom McMillan.
Right there. Right there as McMillan goes to line. What happens if Sparrow and Bird, Sparrow blocks Bird's shot or Bird blocks Sparrow's shot? Or Bird and Sparrow get tied up and go for a jump ball?
Who's the referee? Bob Hoodow?
No, there's no Hoodow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just got to think about Sparrow.
You do think of strange things during the ball games. I think of food.
How's that coming?
All right, 20 pounds.
Oh, we
62-61. The Hawks lead by 1, and the Sonic fans a little bit nervous, saying we ought to be able to beat Atlanta.
There you go.
Zone
Hot
gonna be
day.
called?
Took enough call.
Look, everybody's frozen. Looks like they're in slow motion. Now, if we get a zone call, it's going to be the second of the game. Bob Rakel says, we'll handle it. Lenny, you don't have to yell at us and embarrass us like that. And that's the second illegal defensive call, so that will send the Sonics to the foul line for a technical foul.
And that's exactly what it does, is it embarrasses the official.
And every other time that Atlanta chooses to play that zone defense, that will send the Sonics to the line. Look at Kevin Lothry saying, gee whiz, guys. I mean, you know.
I doubt whether it's gee whiz.
Yeah, he was probably saying shucky darn, gee whiz, oh golly.
24-second clock.
Glad we don't have a mic on him. New 24-second clock. The Sonics get an extra point. They tied it at 62, and we're 4:49 away from the end of the third quarter. Jack gets hammered underneath. Did he travel? 3 seconds. Now, look at Jack. Now he's mad again. Crowd's going to boo for him this time. He doesn't have to go after the referees alone. There's Lenny surveying the situation, quietly disdaining the officials rather than yelling at them as a Kevin Lothry would do. Oops, Johnson. So let me go to bucket. Lonnie raked the ball away from him, but what happened? Pavetta saw a foul on Jack Sikma. That's number 4 on Jack. James Donaldson will come in for Jack right here a little bit earlier than Jack would normally go to the bench.
That's too bad. The guards allowed penetration by Eddie Johnson. Of course, Eddie Johnson is just a very, very quick player. But if the guards don't allow that penetration, then Jack doesn't have to sit down with his 4th foul.
Jack was jumping on Dick Pavetta, and now Lenny's doing it. And Pavetta's been known to have pretty thin skin sometimes. Second try for Johnson. It is good. And Atlanta now 18 out of 21 from the line. The Sonics are only 10 out of 13, and Atlanta still doesn't have a team foul in this third quarter. And they lead by 2. Fred Brown. McMillan with the rebound.
Well, right now, it's not happening for the Sonics offensively.
They're very flat right now.
And they have to pick it up down at this end, the defensive end, to get something going.
Some little spark is needed here, either a Gus steal and a lay-in or the crowd to get busy. There's a bad pass. Maybe that'll do it. There's the Gus lay-in, maybe.
Oh, my goodness gracious. He almost pulled it out.
That's about what they need to get this crowd excited and in turn get them excited. Sparrow to Drew. Nope. Donaldson, big rebound.
Wally did just a very nice job there in pressuring John Drew's shot.
Something Gus is doing tonight. He brings it down top of the key and stops with it. Donaldson.
Look out. Look out. James is shooting 75% over the last 6 games.
Tough missing those.
I know it. I know it. Nice pass from Lonnie Shelton. Oh, John Drew and Wally Walker exchanging elbows.
3-second violation.
3-second violation on Drew. Wally was taking his mind off of it.
That's right. Good call,
They
Wayne.
were brushing each other with their hands, and finally John Drew found himself standing in there arguing too long.
That's exactly what it does. It takes your mind off where you are. 3 seconds.
You're going to argue. Uh-oh. Lothry now is showing Rakel. He's saying you're choking up. Rakel laughs at Kevin.
Well, Rakel, I'll tell you, will snap him in a hurry.
Yeah. Lonnie. No, won't go. John Drew with a rebound. 64 all. Close game. Timeout Atlanta.
Timeout Atlanta.
So the Atlanta Hawks are going to say, hey, let's talk this over. We're in a good ball game here, and we can use every victory that we can get. We have 2:43 to go in the third quarter. Friday night pro basketball at the Kingdome, the leading attendance house in the league, and at the moment it's tied at 64.
Atlanta also owning a rebounding edge 8-4 in this period, and also an edge at the free throw line 8 for 9. Seattle having gone to the line but once, making that.
See the cast of characters waiting. McMillan and Johnson. That's Sparrow with it. Tied at 64. Watching John Drew. John in among the Giants. He isn't one of them, but gets the bucket anyway. John Drew at only 6'6", 205, plays with skill. Reminds me, maybe not you, Jim, but reminds me a bit of Adrian Dantley.
It doesn't remind you of me?
No.
I understand what you're saying.
Wally.
Yeah, good call.
Turned it over.
Tree Rollins came out and faced up Wally, and Wally, in an attempt to get around, palmed the ball. Carried it over just a little bit.
Yeah, in other words, what it amounts to, if you're not a basketball aficionado, and I'm not, but at least I know that, you get 2 steps to every dribble, right?
Yeah, well, what he did there was he brought the ball
Off the
his
floor.
palm under the ball and then over.
Rollins, take away Fred Brown. Sonics could get even on this trip down the court. Lenny yelling a lot of instructions tonight. Cross court to Fred, he'll take it. Missed it. Wally. Right back with it, no, and Rollins with the rebound. Lenny yelling a lot of instructions tonight, that time directing Lonnie Shelton to bring it out to Fred Brown. Bring it out, and he didn't hear him.
Quite early enough. He did get the ball swung to Fred, who had a wide open jumper, but it didn't get swung quick enough.
Oh, another strong arm bucket by John Drew, and he's got 9. He's awake, and the Hawks lead by 4, 68-64.
You don't want to let Drew get off the mark, because he can put 10 points on the board in a real hurry.
He can really drill you. Foul is going to be called. It's going to be, what is it? Stepped out of bounds. Fred Brown will bring it back in for the SuperSonics. Atlanta knocked the ball away.
That could be it.
I hear another whistle now. What's this?
Ooh, I thought that was going to be offense. I tell you, Fred Brown bumped him pretty good. But they're going to call the foul on Eddie Johnson, his first.
That's his second personal foul, Jimmy, and it's also now the 4th team foul on Atlanta. Lonnie to the bucket. Look out. Reverse would not get over the left. Drew with the rebound. Atlanta playing good. He's playing a good game right now. The Sonics, as I said, are flat in this
very, very aggressive defense in that half court, and right now limiting Seattle to some very difficult shots.
Sonics have only 13 points in this quarter. Fred to Gus. See what they can set up here, but they're working 3-on-4. Wally looks over Rollins, bats it away. You can see that one coming. He went in too close to Tree. Should have shot where he first got the ball. 20 seconds, and Lothry says, I want you to hold it and take 1 shot at the end of the quarter. So Atlanta's going to lead at the end of the quarter, but it could be by 4, 5, 6, or 7. Johnson down the lane, lost it. Drew will take the shot off the glass. No, and that should end the quarter. Gus will have 1 second to fire.
It counts.
Hey, off the heel and would not go. He needed the fellow that made the hoop shoot at halftime.
Cliff Rise from Anacortes.
How true. All right, we're at the end of 3 quarters, and this one is definitely in doubt. One that the Sonics, you would have thought, would have had in their pocket by now, but they 18 for Atlanta, and Jack Sikma with 13, the respective team leaders. Jim, a final?
Los Angeles defeated the Golden State Warriors by 20 tonight in the Forum, 126-106, so they're right now a half a game ahead.
Until the Sonics
for another 14-15 minutes.
Win this one, right? If they do. All right, Kelser will start with Gus, Jack, Fred Brown, and James Donaldson. Jack will play that forward over McMillan if he can. Goes under to Kelser. What can he do with it? Nothing. He gets it batted away. Gus gets it back. He'll shoot and miss. Who's got it? They're going to let it drop out of bounds, and they say that it went off the Sonics. Ooh.
Yeah, Jack had his hands on it, just couldn't come up with it. Jack and Greg inside fighting for that ball. That's a good call by Rako.
So the Hawks playing pretty good defense. They hold clubs to 100 points, so do the Sonics. Trouble is they only average 98 on offense. Sonics average 106 per game on offense. Johnson. Donaldson almost had a block shot, couldn't get it. Couldn't get that one, and Jack gets the rebound. Now we got a 2-on-2, though, Brown and Gus. Gus says, what am I going to do? Couldn't get it over the lip, and McMillan, boy, is he slugging around underneath. Tom McMillan, the 7-year veteran out of Maryland, goes to Johnson. Sparrow will take it. Hits it. And now Atlanta with their biggest lead of the night, 670-64.
You do not want to let a team like Atlanta get ahead of you because they're pretty disciplined club with the ball. They're not going to take many indiscriminate shots.
Traveling on the Sonics. Oh, now Lenny says, hey, wait a minute. Dick Bavetta, did you not see a foul under there just before the travel? Apparently not. Smith back in for the Sonics for Gus. Lenny hot at Dick Bavetta.
Oh, good call. Back court. Remember we had that call about a week and a half against the Utah Jazz. He's in the front court, goes to the back court, catches it while doing so. Back court.
Now Lothry and Lenny are both yelling at the same official about different things. Jack, Fred, three-pointer? No, it won't go. And Sparrow gets the rebound, comes around Greg Kelser. 17,443 here tonight. 17,443 at the Kingdome. Probably double that Sunday. McMillan lobbed it in, but we got a foul underneath. Pavetta spotted one of the Sonics doing something bad. That was Greg Kelser, his second personal foul. First team foul in the quarter for the Sonics, and they're going to be so important later on with 10:18 to go in regulation. Must not have had a hot lunch today. He's really hot at the officials and very vocal.
Oh.
John Drew hits.
Warming up right now. He has 13.
8-point Atlanta lead. Can't let a below 500 club come in and dominate you on your home court. Smith never got off his feet. I don't know what he was doing, but Tree Rollins put the ball right back down at him.
Well, he had 2 players on him, and I think he was trying to get it inside to James, who had a wide open dunk had he been able to get him the ball.
Sonics have to wake up now. They are in a tough match. Kelser fakes once, shoots a little 6-footer short. Drew gets the rebound. Sonics can't hit. That's their problem at the moment. They're still flat.
Well, I'll tell you what, even though you don't shoot well, at this end of the court, that is the defense, you can pick things up. And yet they haven't this quarter.
Offensive foul called on McMillan, and he got his elbow creamed, and he says he got hurt in the melee. And he's going to get out and tell Dick Bavetta, and Bavetta will not listen to it, and Lothry comes out on the floor to get his player back. Normally, they have to restrain Kevin Lothry. Well, you see the numbers. There's no back to action, 9:23 to go in the last quarter. Sonics haven't scored in 6 minutes. Slipped off his hip, couldn't get control of it. Now to Smith. He'll take it. No, still, no, yes!
Tough tip.
Finally, the Sonics break a 6-minute, 10-second drought and get 2, and it's 72-66.
Jack has 15 points.
Sonic crowd could help a lot now, the 17,000 by chirping a little bit. Drew Oh, they called it against Greg Kelser. Well, we may have that one again. It looked to me as if Kelser was planted and Drew moved into him. We'll see it one more time.
Let's look at the criterion on a dribble drive. What about a head and shoulders?
And they put the knee in.
Yeah, and that right leg was stuck out into the path of John Drew. I tell you, John Drew working very hard right now to establish position inside. And you can't give John Drew the ball that close to the basket. He's got too many moves.
John turns around to Greg Kelser. He says, come on, come on. He says, get away from me here.
Bad things happen when you let John Drew have the ball in the middle of a hot streak. And right now, he's playing pretty well.
Atlanta playing well. That's Eddie Johnson. Jack Sikma stepped in the middle. Look out. Can he save it?
Oh, nice hustle play. Oh, my.
Jack went into the stands, but a nice play. Fred Brown.
Oh! Seen that before on the break. Nice pass from Phil Smith. Good hustle play to start it off by Sikma. That's 12 points for Fred.
Now 4 quick ones for the Sonics, and they're back within 4, 72-68. 8:19 to go. McMillan.
Oh, quiets the crowd down.
He stops you, doesn't he? McMillan's got 14. Sonics have to come alive here and get something going at both ends. Jack. Nope. Did he get fouled? He did. Foul is on McMillan. That's going to be his 4th personal foul and the first team foul in the quarter against the Hawks. McMillan's going to go to the bench as well. They'll bring in Pelham now, P-E-L-L-O-M, Sam Pelham, out of Buffalo, a 31-year-old third-year player.
Household name in the upstate New York area.
Where's he been for 7 years? Jack
banging around.
Can get the Sonics back within 4. Shoots 86% from the line. Hey, you can read that on your screen.
We have a final out of Portland. Boston 127, Portland Blazers 117.
Portland gets in town Saturday afternoon, plays here Sunday at 3 against the Sonics. They may have 35,000 for that one. Especially if it's raining. What else are you going to do? Come and see a good basketball game. Jack misses the second one. That's the kind of night it is. And we get a foul off the rebound on Fred Brown. Oh, my. Brown got on Drew and got him on the arm, and he looks at Dick Pavetta and says, what? But that's the call. That's going to be the second on Fred and the 3rd team foul. Sonics down by 5 with now 7:53 to go. Pelham over Jack. Missed it. Jack with the rebound.
Hey, he took it to the hoop with some authority. He didn't hesitate.
Kelser. Smith got it back off balance. Want to shoot. He takes it away from him, but loses it. Does Johnson. Johnson and Smith have played a few games against each other in the last 5 years. Johnson out of the pack. He comes down 1 on 4. 7:13 to go.
Dangerously close to that time where Seattle has to start to mount something here.
Shot no good. Underneath the rebound. Somebody get pushed. Yeah. Foul is called against Sam Pelham on Atlanta. His first personal foul. And it has no effect. Last year, it would have been a shot for the Sonics because it happened in backcourt, but no more. Freeman Williams back into the ball game for Atlanta. Donaldson, Sikma, and Lonnie, the Winnebago front line, in with Brown and Smith at the guards. Lonnie to Jack along the baseline. They'll have to go over Pelham. Double team. Donaldson in the middle. Can he get up? Oh, went up. Got to the bucket, got creamed, but could not make the basket, and was hanging on the lip last time we saw him. Tree Rollins gets the foul, his 4th. Take another look at Donaldson and his power against Rollins.
Watch how close he gets the ball inside, and right now in his stage of development, he's working very hard to try to eliminate that dribble that he has. As you notice, he's right under the basket, and it's somewhat meaningless to take that dribble, but right now he has to have it to kind of balance himself and establish himself with a nice broad base. That time he got away with it, and nobody stole it, and he shoots 55%.
Eventually, he's got to keep it off the floor and go right to the bucket.
They're working hard at it, and James certainly has improved.
You know, those collapsible rims, I like them because you're not going to shatter a backboard, but I'm so worried someday somebody's going to get a finger caught in one of those.
Oh, they have a safety guard.
I know, but you know, the way as tall as these guys are, that rim snaps back, and oh my, I don't want to be there when it does.
You just have to leave them up there. That's the fingers, that is.
Oh, please, make me ill. 74-71. Atlanta by 3. Sonics hustling a bit now. See what they can do. Williams off balance. Jack gets the rebound.
I'll tell you, Phil Smith knew exactly what his ex-teammate was going to do in that situation. Pressured him very nicely.
He and Freeman played together at San Diego. Brown out to Jack. Now what?
Illegal.
Called something illegal defense? Oh. That's a technical, and that'll send Jack back to the line, and that might be a little inertia that the Sonics need. This is the third call of the night on that illegal defense, and of course, Jack made the only other foul shot resulting from it. Now he'll go back again.
Seattle hitting on something offensively. They've run the last couple of times down the court. That is their two-man game with Fred Brown and Jack Sikma working together well.
Sonics get the foul shot. See if Jack can get the point, and then they'll get the ball with a new clock. No.
Gee, that wasn't even close. He didn't give that a shot. I guess in golf they say never up, never in. And that was no way that was going to make it.
They do say that in golf. Do you play golf?
No question.
Do you play golf?
Yeah.
All right, I've got an extra job this summer then. Thank you. I get some of that.
What, I got a caddy for you?
No, you got to play me. Give me some shots. Here's Donaldson backing in on Rollins. Get that hook. No. Went up for it with a left hand, and it went out of play off Atlanta. Woo.
Lenny's hot.
I thought James got fouled.
I think also he wanted an illegal defensive call.
Gus can't hit when he needs to. Smith quadruple teamed, makes it.
Nice job. The ball sort of fell in his hands. Saw no one to pass to and just did the next best thing. Hey, take it back to the hoop.
74-73. Hawks by 1. 5:46 to go. What a game. Wes Matthews, who invited him, walks right into the game and gets his 8th point of the night. And now the Hawks again by 3.
Atlanta just doing a tremendous job right now. And oh, too straight for Phil. Seattle back within 1, 76-75.
5:13 to go.
Phil now has 9 points, and a tough one indeed as Atlanta continues to play fine team defense.
Freeman Williams, who if anything loves to shoot, goes all the way into the lane, but the Sonics knocked it out of play. No foul. No harm, no foul, as Chick would say.
No blood, no foul.
No blood, no foul. Get Matthews out of there. That's 4 points very quickly to match Phil Smith's, and again the Sonics fall 3 down.
Did you send him an invitation? I certainly did.
I didn't ask him. Wes Matthews out of Wisconsin, second-year man, hurting the Sonics right now.
He's also playing some pretty tough defense.
Freeman Williams picks up a foul that Kevin Lothar cannot be happy about, and I think he'll get out of there right now. Second personal foul, 4th team foul against Atlanta, and Johnson immediately comes back in for Freeman Williams. Gus will bring it in. Donaldson could use a bucket from James here. Goes to Jack. Plays toward the bucket, goes up, shoots, it's in.
Is that a tough shot?
78-77. Sonics down by 1. Don't let Matthews shoot, he's too hot. Pelham, Johnson. Donaldson, nice position on Rollins. And the Sonics come down with a chance to go into the lead. Gus to the hoop, no, got fouled on the way in. And Pelham says he threw an arm at me, but nope, that's not going to be the call. The call is against Sam Pelham as Bob Rakel says, nope, you were the foulee.
Watch Gus here go around Eddie Johnson, and there's the foul. What teams are starting to do now when Gus gets the ball, knowing that he not only leads the Sonics with assists at 334, he's also their team leader in fast breaks and scoring. When he gets the ball on the break, they're putting one man in front. If he beats that, they're bringing the other guard at him. So Gus really has to weave his way very carefully up court now.
Tie score at 78. Gus can put the Sonics ahead, and he does. Sonics up by 1, 4 minutes to go, and timeout called by the Atlanta Hawks. You hear the crowd. They finally came alive. And the Sonics, with 4 minutes to go, have got a 1-point advantage. Alive. And the Sonics, with 4 minutes to go, have got a 1-point advantage.
That one area
and Drew's
particular shot.
Drew's smart enough to know that. 99-97, Atlanta by 2. They just will not be denied. They could have quit 10 minutes ago, and they just haven't.
Seattle not shooting very well from outside, and now Atlanta gets it. They've taken some pretty difficult shots the last couple of times, and Seattle has keyed a couple of fast breaks. Seattle's only shooting 33% this quarter.
5 out of 15. All right, here we go. 4 minutes. Sonics by 1.
But the last 2 came off the break.
And they need a little D and a lot of O. Matthews, get out of there. Missed that one. Donaldson gets it. People living here in Atlanta, from Atlanta, will say, what's he rooting against that club
exactly.
for?
That's what I was just thinking.
I want all those championship days back again. That was fun honking my horn downtown the night they won it. Sigma, looking at Donaldson banging into Rollins. Oh! James left-handed, went in charging. James went into Rollins, and Rollins played him well.
James went up into the air and sort of cleared out Tree Rollins with that right arm. Watch him here. Pass in from Jack Sickman. Watch James as he goes up into the air. Right there with that right arm down around, kind of clearing pathway for himself.
True, he did. McMillan to Drew. Tries to work Lonnie. Worked him around. Gets fouled. And he did get fouled by 1 or 2 people, and Donaldson's going to pick up his second personal in 8 seconds.
Hey, John Drew, just a whirling dervish right here, getting by Lonnie Shelton. James very wisely comes over and picks up a foul. It's a good idea, but evidently he hit some part of the flesh.
Sparrow for Matthews, so that puts, let's see, is Pelham in there? Now that puts the original starting lineup back in for Atlanta. The Sonics have Smith and Donaldson, in addition to Lonnie, Gus, and Jack for their 5 that'll go the last 3:14. It's all tied, and now it's Atlanta by 1. 80-79. 17,000 looking on. Can the Sonics bail it out? Pick up their 36th win of the year. Jack, light. And McMillan apparently got hit on the head by a Jack elbow. And the call is going to come against McMillan. What happened is McMillan hit Jack's elbow with his head.
That's his 5th foul. That is McMillan's. Yeah. And Jack has that shot such that he leads with that elbow.
Yeah.
And it's bad enough to draw a foul, but then add insult to injury, you get clunked on the head.
15 out of 20 are the Sonics from the line. Now 16 out of 21. Jack, who had a streak broken at, what, 51 was it?
50.
Broke it with the 51st when he missed. Tonight has missed 2 from the foul line before this, and gets both of these. Puts the Sonics up by 1, 81-80. 3:02 to go. This is going to go right to the cliff. Sparrow to McMillan. Lost it, but West couldn't get to it. Tries to drive through everybody. Johnson with a jumper. Jack after it. Gets it. Nice rebound. Extra effort from Jack on that rebound. Here's Phil Smith. Leaves it behind him, but gets back to it.
That's what Phil Smith brings to this team, and that is another player besides Gus that can bring the ball up the court so quickly.
Gus on a move to the bucket. About 3 moves underneath. Couldn't get it there. Tries to get the ball away, but Sparrow gets it back. 2:15 to go. Sonics by 1. Whoa. Whoa. This is toughy. I have no idea what's going to happen in this one.
If you did, what powers you would have.
2 minutes left in the game. 2 minutes.
Sparrow looking looking like Bird.
Yeah, the second-year pro out of Villanova knocked that one in like a 12-year veteran.
Less than 2 minutes now. 22nd timeout, Seattle. So we'll keep it right here. The Hawks 82, the Sonics 81. It could be the last team with the ball, Jim.
Well, there's no question there. Atlanta doing a good job of getting some open shots here this quarter and hitting them. Seattle having difficulty finding the range. A moment ago, they were shooting but 33%. Again, allowing for the defense that Atlanta's putting on the Seattle Sonics right now and denying passing lanes and making Seattle take the ball and take shots from unaccustomed areas.
Bob Rakel says, come on, Sonics, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's only a 22nd timeout. Lenny's still telling Gus something. You see Gus listening, walking on the right of your screen. Brown comes back in for Smith. All right, 1:54 to go. This is a honey. Boston Sunday at 3. Jack wants to work on McMillan to Brown, can take it from the corner. Yep.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Ooh.
A pressure two-pointer, and the Sonics by 1 as the pendulum swings that way.
14 points for Fred, and perhaps the biggest of his 14 points tonight was right there.
Usually you'd love a little steal.
Oh, my goodness.
In and out. Rollins rebound. Lenny's in front of me. Rollins gets clobbered in the forehead. Tree went down in a heap, and a foul. Lonnie hit him.
His fourth personal.
And the Tree is still down on the deck. He got hit pretty good. Don't they have a trainer?
The Tree has fallen. Watch Tom McMillan. I don't know if that's the shot Kevin Lockery wanted to take. Tree is in great position right there, and watch.
Oh, Lonnie, yeah, hit him in the forehead accidentally.
Accidentally, of course.
Of course. Rollins laying on the floor for 30 seconds before Kevin Lockery and the trainer got there. Still down, saying ow, ow, ow.
Assistant coach, Kevin Lockery's assistant, walks out. Fred Carter, Philadelphia 76er fame. Mad Dog Carter, they called him.
Mad Dog Carter? All right. 83-82, Sonics by 1 at the moment, 1:22 to go. And Tree Rollins Nest now getting up off the floor after spending a minute there. All right, rough and tumble. Sonics by 1.
What's the penalty shot?
Rollins shoots 55% from the free throw line, so at best, not a great free throw shooter, and now he must shoot free throws as Rory Sparrow is holding up a finger saying, how many do I have?
I know it. I don't think they really realize that Rollins took that good a blow. Look, he's leaning on Sparrow. Now even going off the floor, he might not be able to go to the line.
Well, a few years ago, in this situation, the opposing coach, that is Lenny Wilkins, could go down to the Atlanta Hawk bench and pick one out. And my most embarrassing moment of my very brief career.
No, somebody picked you to shoot a shot?
Cotton Fitzsimmons, who was coaching the Phoenix Suns then, walked down to the Portland bench, and I'm trying to hide, see, behind a towel. He came right over to me and picked me, and it was a 3 for 2. I went out and did a hat trick. Next night, return match in Phoenix. The other one was in Portland. Same team, same thing happens. He doesn't even come down and look. He just hollers, we want number 41.
Oh, no.
Twice in 24 hours.
What happened the second day? You miss them all again?
No, I made 1 of 2.
I hope so.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, Wayne.
That's a funny line. You did a hat trick. You missed all 3.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Fitzsimmons says, where's the big fellow that missed all 3 last night, right?
Yeah, 41. And I went down and missed him again.
All right, 1:22 remaining. Les Habeger on the right. There's James Donaldson standing up in the picture. Dave Harshman on your left. Marv Sun, the assistant coach and scout. All the wheels are turning. All the minds are working. Sonics by 1:22 remaining. Now Tree Rollins comes back out to the line and looks like he's in a little better shape.
Points up to the fact, I guess what do they say in professional sports? Any given night, any given team, take it from there. Atlanta, Dallas.
You'll give Rollins 1 of 2 here, won't you? But you don't want him to get both.
Well, right now he can miss them both because he was not very close on that shot right there.
Big big foul shot. This will either tie it up or let the Sonics have a 1-point lead. Oh, tied up. 83.
Right in the middle.
All right, here comes Gus the other way. Every possession so important now. Gus, top of the key. It's good.
Right in the middle. Nice pass. Good teamwork by Seattle. Exploring a couple different options. The last one being Gus, who picks up his 12th point.
I'd like to watch Gus and Fred right here for a little steal. This would be so important. What a time for it here. McMillan, nice play under the bucket with 54 seconds left. It's all tied again. Could we have OT? We'll see.
Technical foul.
Oh my goodness, that's no time.
On whom? On Fred?
No time for a technical, believe me. And Fred is mad.
Well, you were watching that. I was looking down at the books. What brought that on?
I have no idea.
Rory Sparrow will shoot the team.
Sparrow will shoot the technical foul, and what a time to give one up there. Fred apparently said he got hammered or something.
Well,
Will not go. Oh, there's a big shot not to go in.
But I tell you, I don't know what happened. We'll have to wait till afterwards. I couldn't even get an idea from...
Fred said something to him, and of course,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, but we don't have any idea
I don't know what precipitated the comment.
Well, anyway, it's 85-85, 46 seconds to go. That was a big foul shot. Thanks, Sparrow, for missing it. Donaldson tried to get the rebound. Lonnie tries to get it away. It's in doubt. Lonnie get it back. Oh, look out. Lonnie's got it. New clock, 21 seconds with 34 left in the game. Gus says, can we have a timeout, sir? Bob Rakels says, go ahead.
Oh, my goodness.
Just don't let Fred Brown look back the other way at Dick Pavetta, though. He's doing it, too. Somebody come gather Fred Brown in and don't let him get over there and get another technical foul. Well, we got a timeout. 30 seconds to go. There's 16 on the shot clock, so regardless of what the Sonics do, score or not, if they play the clock, Atlanta's still going to have 14 seconds to deal with the ball.
Yes, they will. And I think in this case, with 16 on the shot clock, they have a couple of options. They can go Fred Brown off of a screen, Gus Williams if they double up on Fred coming off that screen, or they can dump right inside to Jack Sigma. And you still have Lonnie Shelton out there.
All right, let me ask you about this. Just quick philosophy that came to me. What if immediately at 29 or 28, you let Fred Brown take the three-pointer? Now, well, here's what I'm thinking. If it goes, you're up by 3, they get the possession of the ball.
If it doesn't.
All right. If it doesn't, even if they bring it down and score, you still got 6 or 8 seconds.
Yeah, I think in this case, Lenny would try to get a good 2-point attempt.
Okay.
Because that's all you need. You don't need 3.
No, 3 wins it,
in fact, you only need 1.
Yeah.
And then go play good defense. I don't think that they want to give Atlanta the last shot.
I thought of it, so I thought I'd ask. 85, 30 seconds to go. The Sonics have 16 on their shot clock. And Bill the Beer Man, Billy Scott, my clone, is out in the middle of the floor trying to raise some people out of their seats. All right, here we go. Tense moments in the NBA. Sonics would like to have this little nifty one at home. They're going to have to battle to get it away from Atlanta. Doesn't play well. Brown across the lane. Gus going to take it. Missed it. Rebound. Sparrow. Timeout, Atlanta. They have 17 seconds to maybe win it. Oh.
Well, they had a good shot at it.
Yep. Fred came across the middle. Gus took a look at the shot. Missed it. Let's check with John Barry, see if we have that last few seconds of action there. We might as well look at that rather than look at the behinds in the huddle. Now 85-85.
Playing devil's advocate, Wayne. We'll watch Gus Williams and just see what happens on this whole play. We'll take it from the get-go.
See what they were setting up. All right, here's Fred bringing it in.
I think the first option was Fred Brown coming off a screen.
I do too.
And then seeing what the defense did, and they all collapsed on Fred. There's Gus wide open. He hit one a moment ago. That's good play selection, just like you draw it up. Now the question arises, you have the possibility of perhaps fouling intentionally. Some coaches, you know, there are a few coaches around that might possibly say, hey, maybe we'll foul here, and then foul a Tree Rollins or one of their less high percentage shooters. Put them to the line, and now we have the last shot. As it is, Atlanta will take the last shot.
Yeah. Yeah, let's listen.
That's just a thought.
come over, but Lonnie, if he cuts through, then you got to take it. Right? You got to make him come back to the middle.
Talking defense.
Yeah, they're trying. They're setting things up defensively where no matter where they get it on the court, you're going to send it to help.
We could have an overtime. We could have a victory either way. It's tied at 85. Hanslick will come in for Brown to play the defense.
Atlanta
Sonics will put on some pressure in backcourt.
Atlanta, of course, has a couple of powerful players in John Drew and Eddie Johnson who can do it at any time.
16 seconds. 14. Now 11.
Well, he's going one-on-one. That is Eddie Johnson.
Work on Hanslick. The shot. Short. Rebound, whom? Gus, no time. We've got overtime.
First one of the year.
Overtime at the Kingdome on a Friday night. We've got 5 minutes more basketball. 85-85. Well, John Berry again, let me call on you. If we happen to have that last 16 seconds to take a look at, we can evaluate exactly what Atlanta was trying to do. Right off. Look, Jack is, of course, haranguing as they start the play, and now they come into front court with 12 seconds.
Right off the court, the way they spread out, it was going to be Eddie Johnson penetrating and then dishing to whoever came over to double, and that was Gus Williams. Man, I tell you, Billy Hanslick did just an incredibly smart thing as he rotated back out to that shooter, and Rory Sparrow adjusted his shot to a higher than normal arc, and that's why he came up short. Good job.
That's right. He hit the lip of the bucket, and it would not go in. So, as the old tune from either the 20s, 30s, or 40s said, give me 5 minutes more.
Yeah, I tell you, in this case, just right off the top of my head, rather.
Yeah, you know
which is where my hat is, on my head. I would think that the overtime would lean or tip in the favor of the home team.
Yep.
And in this case, Seattle.
Sonics, number 32 Brown, number 42 Walker.
But I tell you, take my hat off to Kevin Lockery and these Atlanta Hawks. Injury riddled, playing some fine basketball tonight, getting just fine play out of the postman Rollins. Tommy McMillan's playing very well. Rory Sparrow and Eddie Johnson and John Drew have been the 5 that have gone most of the distance, and they certainly have acquitted themselves very well tonight.
So the jump ball back at center court. See if we check the original starting lineups. No, Fred Brown for Hanslick. Everybody else for the Sonics in place. Everybody from the starters in place for Atlanta.
I tell you, it's important psychologically to get that first bucket of overtime.
OT at the Kingdome. You may have 3 or 4 of these. Wally, Fred, no. Lonnie gets it back with a new shot clock.
If Fred Brown's technical would have gone in, you know, if they would have converted, Fred would really be feeling bad.
There you are, nice pass. They got Jack inside, and he went to the bucket, and it's 2 points for the Sonics.
And that's an excellent move away from the ball by Jack Sikma, freeing himself for the cripple.
22 for Jack.
They need a good defensive possession here. And then another score.
Gus, nice rebound. He looked at Fred Brown. Can he get it to him? Yes. And he gets fouled, and the Sonics could be up by 5.
That's the way to start an overtime. Pressure the Eddie Johnson shot. Rebound. We don't see the pressure, but Wally Walker did an excellent job of pressuring the shot. And watch this pass and completion of the break. Oh boy, I tell you, John Drew didn't touch him hard.
Just tapped him on the arm.
That's right.
Foul is on Drew. Brown at the line. The Sonics could jump up by 5. And they do. 90-85. Sonics by 5 in overtime. We have 4 minutes still to go. Ray Tolbert loves it. Hadn't played tonight, but he's still a Sonic ruler on the bench. Norris Brains or Radford been in tonight. Drew gets hammered underneath, trying to go for the bucket. He was teamed by 3 or 4 of the Sonics, and Jack finally got him, and that's 5 personal fouls. Something that came up as a question about 2 months ago on Sportsline. Yes, all these stats. Here's the foul again on Jack. Take a look right there. Got him on the hand. All of the stats, everything at overtime counts on the regular season, counts just the same as the regulation game. Everything. Drew gets 1. Averages 18 a game, and he's got right now only 12. Not a great night for John Drew.
sometimes psychologically to get into overtime as Seattle did when they had an opportunity, a very real opportunity to lose. It has a tendency to kind of say, hey, fellas, let's tighten up this belt a little bit. We're not going to lose. We got a reprieve. Let's go out and win it.
The governor called at the last minute.
I like it, Wayne.
Told Mr. Sparrow not to make that shot, and he didn't. Wally with it. Sonics lead by 3. We're in overtime. Sigma works with McMillan. Are on him, are now over him, and missed it. McMillan gets the rebound for Johnson. Nice play. Johnson, he doesn't get the bucket, but gets fouled on the way to the hoop.
And that's it for Jack.
Yeah, he's gone. So they lose Jack Sigma with still 3:25 to go in the overtime, and Donaldson will come in to play the center spot with Lonnie and Wally.
Well, Jack played a fine game.
22 points. That's a big loss in the overtime.
No question about it, as he's a clutch player.
There's a big miss. Eddie Johnson, who shoots 71% from the line, not only didn't make a bucket in the fourth quarter, but he's missed 6 straight shots from the floor, and now misses 1 from the foul line. 90-88, Sonics by 2.
Well, that certainly takes away some offensive power from the Sonics, as they will now rely on most of the shots, I think, from Fred Brown, Gus, and Lonnie.
Brown double team, gets it. Gus in the corner. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Look at Atlanta swarm. They really play it. Brown's going to have to go with some kind of a double pump. It won't go. Off the glass, Drew with it.
Ooh, most difficult shot, and almost went in.
Oh, Atlanta's playing some of the best defense we've seen this year.
No question. They're playing just marvelous team defense. A swarming defense that's pushing Seattle way out on the court.
First overtime. Sonics lead by 2. There's 2:43 to go. Drew on Wally. Now there's a call by Bavetta, no basket, and it's going to be on Wally Walker, and Lenny can't stand it. Dick Bavetta says that Wally put a knee into John Drew, and he's going to take the ball out of bounds. Yeah, McMillan will put it into play right to Drew, and he goes right back at Wally again. Gonna take the shot. Tied up. 90-90. Oh, we're right back where we were. The Sonics get the first 5 of overtime. The Hawks get the next 5.
That's a good sign for a team, and Kevin Lockery has to be happy with this first 2.5 minutes.
Lonnie wants to work on McMillan, goes under, can't get it in, gets fouled on the way to the hoop. Is it McMillan? No, it's called against Tree Rollins, his 5th. Wouldn't be a bad thing to lose him either. Take another look at Lonnie's move.
Lonnie gets McMillan up just a bit, and that's where Lonnie's great quickness comes into play, because he just goes right by McMillan and turns him over to, Lonnie, an 80% shooter. That's a big miss right there.
Well, little things like that could prove the difference. Now the Sonics back by 1. Well, the last team with it this time may win it. Didn't work out the last time. Last team with it didn't get the bucket and went to overtime. Sam Shulman's, Ollie Volchuk across the way. Here's the jumper, in and out. Gus with the rebound. 2 minutes flat. 2 minutes to go in this overtime. Sonics by 1. See what they're going to cook up. Lenny's pointing to somebody to move over. Fred Brown, he does. Clear the lane. Gus stop, shoots up, no good. Rebound. Who's got it? Batted back in. Atlanta takes it over. Johnson coming down on Brown. Sparrow makes up a little bit for the shot he missed at the end of the game, and Atlanta leads by 1. 1:36 to go.
Seattle needs a good effort right here. Last couple of times they haven't had some good shots.
Boy, you get your money's worth here at this one tonight, don't you? An excellent game throughout. Brown. Donaldson. Comes back out to Brown. He probably should have taken the shot. Fred to Gus. 2-pointer.
Oh, my! Oh, is that a big shot? They're all big.
3:92, 1:11 to go. Sonics by 1. Now you count down the clock and split it in 24s and see who's going to have the last possession. Johnson. Air ball on a bat away, and Lonnie gets it. Timeout, SuperSonics. Lenny says, come over here. Let's relish this for a moment.
Well, you can only do it for a minute because you got to go back out and play. And with 56 seconds, 21 on the shot clock, they have to take a good shot. Come up with either a basket or a foul.
The Atlanta Hawks battling in their own division, trying to fight off other clubs to maybe get a playoff spot. And a little 3 or 4 or 5 game win streak will get you there in that division, the way those things are messed up. Let's again try and listen in. Where do we have our microphone? There's Lenny.
On the regular outside, okay, Fred will make the pass. Wally, James will be here. Fred, make him in. You can, either way. If he goes that way, make him in, step back. Last time he went behind him. We might be able to get Fred there, okay? Now, if Fred, even if we hit Fred, they doesn't have a shot. Gus, you're over here. Lonnie's here, right?
Don't try it from up top.
Wait until Fred gets the ball, Lonnie. You might be able to pop in. See?
Okay.
Fred, you don't have a shot. Give it to Gus, and he can get to Lonnie. See? All right? That's on the regular outside.
So, there you see it. Lenny basically saying Fred last time went across the face of the bucket as he motioned him to do, but was behind the player, so they couldn't get him the ball. This time he wants him to come across the face of the bucket in front of the player. If he gets the shot, has no shot, he goes to Gus to Lonnie at the baseline for the lay-in. I got it.
All right, Coach.
Put me in. I'm ready.
All right, Coach. We'll see. We'll check this out.
You know how many points I'd get in the NBA in 1 year? None. I might hit a half-court shot for a car once every 50 years. That'd be about it. All right, Sonics bring it in. 56 seconds to go. They lead by 1. Let's see if they play it just the way Lenny told them to. Fred with it. Goes to Wally. Now Fred goes in. Wants to cut in front of his man. He does. Going to take the shot. He missed it.
Oh,
Wally
big
way up.
tap.
Did he get fouled? No. Lead pass Johnson. He's got the bucket. The Sonics are down by 1 with 40 seconds to go. I thought Wally got fouled. Gus will take it the other way. Very important possession. The important possession of the game right here.
Well, they're standing right now.
Wally fake, went up, got it batted back. It's knocked down, no foul called. Wally on the floor at half court. Sparrow, 20 seconds will be the game clock. They may have to foul here to get Atlanta to the line. The Hawks lead by 1. I think you got a foul right here, don't you? Yeah, go out and get him. Foul finally called after 2 seconds of harassment by Brown. Now, it's the 4th team foul, so that'll go to the line. And if he makes them both, Sonics are in a lot of troubles. If he makes 1, they're in pretty good shape. They've got 8 seconds to take it the other way and get 2 back. Eddie Johnson shoots 71% from the line. So far tonight, he's missed 2. He's got to miss 1 here. The veteran puts it in, 95-93.
22 points.
You smell a Fred Brown 3-point attempt coming up. Donaldson and Lottie get ready for the rebound. It's 3 points, timeout Seattle. Well, the Sonics got the first 5 points of overtime, and now Atlanta's come back to play. What an inspired game. The team is 21-28. Doesn't look like they're going a lot of places. Battling for a second position in their division, and here they are 3 points ahead of the SuperSonics.
No question about the inspired play of the Atlanta Hawks tonight. Let's watch the play that Lenny was so disgusted about a moment ago, where Wally Walker was going up for the missed shot. And we'll see Gus take this right here. And there's the no call.
Bad angle. Looked like Rollins put a stomach into his back, didn't it?
Well, Rakel, of course, is not more than 3 feet away from the... But yeah, it's awfully tough. Generally speaking, the home team will get those calls this late in the game.
Fred, Lonnie, Wally, watching Lenny. You know what the play is. Let's get the ball to Fred and let him pump a 3-pointer. You got to. You cannot take a chance on driving the lane and picking up the foul call. It's not going to happen every time. You just got to shoot the 3-pointer, but you got to take your patience and really work the clock. I don't think you can take the first shot. You maybe got to pass it once or twice.
You have to have, it's like hurry up and wait. I mean, you have only 8 seconds, so your patience can't go too long.
I got a hunch he's going to hit it. I think we're into a second overtime.
Ooh, that's a interesting feeling. Let's see if your vibrations are right.
96. 93. Hawks by 3. 8 seconds left. They have the ball in half court. Gus will bring it in. I don't think they'll even try and go to anybody else. And the Hawks obviously know that Fred Brown can shoot him. They're going to put Rudy Macklin in now to do a little defensive play. And Fred will get it in, and probably Lonnie will come for the ball. Now they're going to take Rollins out of there. Put some speed on the floor. We ready? All right, Lenny yells, Wally, give him some help. Oh, they foul Lonnie. McMillan immediately fouled Lonnie. That was their philosophy. Go ahead and foul Lonnie. Now, what do? Make the first one and bang the next one off the boards?
No. He doesn't even.
Oh, that's right. They don't even get to shoot. Or do they? Let's see how many fouls. Lenny walks down and he says, hey. Now, McMillan wants to talk to Kevin Loughery. Is that 6 fouls on McMillan? That's the problem. We got to get him out of there.
Rollins in for McMillan.
And Rollins comes back in. So McMillan is gone with fouls.
So they won't shoot, of course.
Nope.
Pretty wise move on the Hawks' part. Very cerebral.
Took a second off the clock. We're right back to where we were. Smith with the ball. Fred Brown's got to get a three-pointer off. He's got Rollins in front of him. It looks good. No!
That's
off the
foul.
glass. We got a foul on Tree Rollins with only 1 second to go.
If that goes, he still gets a shot.
That's right. It would have been a 4-point play. It looked good on the trajectory, but went off the left side. Now,
make the first,
make the first,
second.
bang the second one off the glass, and hope that Donaldson can tip it in. And James comes in for Smith.
I'll tell you, you've been hanging around some locker rooms. That's some good strategy right there.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thanks. Well,
a disappointing loss.
If you give it up?
No. It can be.
Yes.
Potential to be.
Sure, to Atlanta coming home, you figure you got to win a few at home.
Well, the best record in the NBA at home, 21-4. And it doesn't get easier with the number 1 team in the league coming in, Boston Celtics.
Funny about this, you talk about him having to miss the second one, but he's got to make the first one. He's got to make that to have a chance for the 2-point play. He did. Now, watch this. Has to miss it, and he wants to try and put it off the iron on Donaldson's side so he can get a tip in.
Well, Sam Pelham is going to just do everything in his power to keep Donaldson from it.
He's got to miss it on the right side near Donaldson. James is there, tipped up. It's
Oh, no!
Oh, we called it exactly. Double overtime.
Hey, I'll tell you.
Holy cow. Take another look. It happened just the way we said it might. Watch it. Brown misses it beautifully. Donaldson taps it in.
Well, I think Lonnie got his big ball on that.
He might have. We'll see who gets credit for it.
Oh, man, look at Jack Stickman. Fouled out, and he's over there with double fist Flynn saying, come on, fellas. And everybody goes back to their seat.
Yeah, worth another look, John Barry, if you have it one more time. Holy cow. Fred Brown, that's the best miss of his career. All right, here it is again. Now watch Fred purposely miss it late. Watch the hands. Who is it?
It could not have been a better miss.
Donaldson is given credit for it. He tips it in, and exactly as the storybook would have it. Look at the crowd now coming back into the Kingdome.
Are they just reversing the tape of a moment ago?
Because that kid was waving right to left before.
If he misses any harder or it comes off any further, then it's a much more difficult shot, of course. James, he just sort of hit a couple of hands. They give the credit to James Donaldson. Just tremendous.
Absolutely incredible. Now, you listen to your strategy. Lenny, at the last possible second, puts Donaldson in, right, to get to the basketball, where Loughery had put Rollins back in to guard Brown on the three-point shot. There's some nice coaching.
Well, they had Sam Pelham. When I looked out there and didn't see Tree Rollins on the court for that rebound, I felt that James had a decided advantage, and a decided advantage of what? A+ for that substitution for Mr. Wilson.
Right, and he doesn't get a second try at that rebound. The clock will run out. The first one had to go. What a honey this is. 96-96, second overtime.
Well, let's see. Of course, Jack Sikma on the bench with 22 points, and he's fouled out. Nobody's fouled out yet for Atlanta, but Tommy McMillan has 5 fouls. 6 fouls. Tommy McMillan's out.
Overtime underway. McMillan gone for them. Jack Sikma gone for the Sonics. All right, Sonics get the tip again. All even, 5 minutes to go. Fred Brown, no. And Atlanta the other way. Can Lonnie get it back? He does. Does he get fouled? I thought Lonnie got fouled. That's a bad call. Rinkle had huge bodies to his back, and he could not see through them, and he made a bad call. Lonnie's getting hammered.
Well, let's watch and see if Lonnie does have possession. Nobody has possession. Does he have possession there?
Never had possession.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, Atlanta's got it now.
Tough call.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Sonics get it. Fred Brown to Gus. And the foul is called. Dick Bavetta spots Rory Sparrow with his first personal foul in all of this game, which is now in its 54th minute.
Boy.
96-96. What a honey.
I tell you, both teams are playing pretty good defense.
Oh, yeah.
We're in our second overtime period, and they haven't reached 100 yet.
And Gus misses a foul shot. Oh, the little things that creep up. Sonics on the night are 20 out of 27. Atlanta 26 out of 32. Just about even. 97-96. Remember, in the first overtime, the Sonics got the first 5 points, and Atlanta came storming right back with 5. Well, if they felt blessed at the first end of regulation, they have to feel blessed even being in second overtime now. So I'll tell you, Atlanta twice had a lock on this game. They had to make one with 17 seconds to go, and there they had a 3-point lead with 1 second to go. Boy, there's a nice shot by Pelham as he lays in 2, and Atlanta leads by 1.
Just when Seattle was apparently in control in that defensive move, Pelham throws in a little free-footer.
Gus 5 for 21 till now. Now 5 for 22. Another horrendous night for Gus shooting after 2 pretty good games at LA and Washington last night. Dick Bavetta calls it 98-97. Jim, what'd you think?
Well, let's see here. Right. Well, I don't know. Well, you know, very rarely will that not be called.
Yeah.
So I think that they've been consistent, at least in that one area,
and
in
Drew's
that particular shot.
Drew's smart enough to know that. 99-97. Atlanta by 2. They just will not be denied. They could have quit 10 minutes ago, and they just haven't.
Seattle not shooting very well from outside, and now Atlanta gets a reprieve. Come up with the ball in an extra 24 seconds, and in 5-minute overtime, it's a big, big play.
Drew. Ouch. 101-97. The Sonics are down by 4 in the second overtime. 3:02 to go.
They might explore some other area of going to the basket. That is right there.
Nice steal. Donaldson, in reaching for the ball, couldn't get a hold of it. And Drew has jammed his finger, and he is hurting. He is hurting. John Drew on the left of your screen in pain. He got his finger jammed very badly. Well, we'll leave it there for a second as the trainer works on him. 2:50 to go. 97-101. The Hawks by 4 in second overtime. See the Sonics huddle. Danny Brains. Overtime. 101-97.
Curl. Then we're going to run to Seattle. But I want Jimmy to come up here, and the rest of the guys
See the Sonics huddle. Danny Brains. Ray Tolbert. There's Drew. He's still hurting. They need him.
That's his right hand, too. That's his shooting hand.
Ring finger, it looks like, of the right hand, and he's still in pain. They ought to maybe ice that up. Can he play with it? Oh.
Well, he's certainly going to try.
This
First
hurts.
time he gets either hand or the ball on it wrong.
Yeah. Oh, he's hurting. Well, all right, they say they're going to play him. Here we go, 2:50 to go. Atlanta with the basketball. Sonics have to play superior defense and go down and get a couple of buckets.
They cannot allow Atlanta to score here.
No. Sparrow all over. Gus working on him. They fall to the floor. Who's got it? Jump ball. Gus ties him up. Nice play by Gus. Sparrow at 6'2". Gus Williams at 6'2". This will be equal.
Gus Billy Hanslick knocked that ball loose and gave Gus the opportunity to tie up Sparrow. Oh,
Gus
nice
bats
play.
it to Lonnie. What a great play, and they foul Lonnie. And Lonnie on a purposeful foul by Eddie Johnson, and Lonnie didn't like it, and he shoves Johnson down. The foul is on Johnson. Lonnie took exception to it, and he shouldn't do that, really, because that's part of the game. Johnson just didn't want him to get the slam dunk, and it was a bright play. Lonnie's probably done it in his career.
Two sides to that road. You don't want to get the shooter hurt, but you also, when the guy gives an intentional foul there, you don't necessarily want to hurt him either.
Well, that's true, because Lonnie, he had his arms around Lonnie as much as to say, big fella, just stop, I've fouled you. And then Lonnie, in shrugging him off with all of his power, knocked him to the floor. Well, here's Lonnie. Can he get two?
Okay, with all that going on at that end, we may forget about that play from Gus Williams to Lonnie Shelton, and that certainly needed some eye contact between the two. Nice play.
101-99. Hawks by 2. Second overtime. 2:25 to go. Johnson moved on Hanslick. What happened? Foul called by Rakel at half court. It's on Hanslick. It's his fifth.
5 personal. Second team foul.
It's only the second team foul in the second overtime, so nobody shoots yet. And Drew will bring it in. Hawks by 2. 2:14 remains. We could be here the Celtic game Sunday, at least keep up. Gus overplayed. The shot by Sparrow, no good. Donaldson does what he's supposed to do. The Sonics come down with a chance to tie it. Lonnie won it. He does.
Oh, boy! His first points of overtime, he now has 12.
101-101. What a honey. You want another overtime? That's Pelham holding it. Now what? Somebody in the crowd?
First team foul in the last 2 minutes.
Well, team foul in the last 2 minutes comes against the Sonics on Lonnie, and that's all for Lonnie. He's gone. Jack Sikma left in, what, the first overtime, and now Lonnie leaves in the second overtime. Well, don't let John Johnson get too far away from the bench. About the 12th overtime, they might need him to suit up. Lonnie gets a nice round of applause as he exits with 12 points. Jack had 22. Here's Lonnie's foul again.
Of course, Shane Donaldson laying way off.
Yeah.
Danny Brains will get his first action tonight.
Number 23.
Quite a spot to put the rookie in.
Yeah,
He's going to learn to get his spurs quickly. Well, you got Ray Tolbert, a rookie, and Greg Kelser played a little bit.
Kelser at least played and was warm. What about Phil Smith here?
Well, then you're playing with 3 guards.
Yeah,
and
well.
Billy Hansen goes to the small forward.
Not a
And
bad-
Wally Walker's there. You're playing with
Yeah.
4 very small ones.
Now you got your big men out of there except for Donaldson. See what Atlanta will do. Foul called. It's on Hanslick. I believe Pavetta's going to call it on Bill. He does, and that's his. Is it on Wally or Hanslick?
Personal.
It's on Hanslick, his fifth.
Second team foul in the last 2
Oh,
minutes.
my.
Now I think you see.
Yeah. Well, let me think. Second team foul in the last 2 minutes, so it's still an inbound, right? Or do they go? No, they go to the line now. That's right. 101, 101, 129.
Eddie Johnson.
Johnson will go back to the line. So far tonight with 24 points. And he's missed only 2 all night from the foul line. Made about 8.
He missed that one.
He sure did.
And he missed that badly. He has 24 points.
Makes the second. 102-101. Plenty of time. 1:29 to go. Second OT. Donaldson there. Lawfrey says traveling, and it is. It's traveling on James.
He did. He just didn't have his balance, and he took a little hop. Now there's where he could have used that dribble. But that's what he's learning how to do, and he's doing a better job at it. But that's a good pass and good idea.
Now the referees will take the brunt of the crowd now. 1:06 remaining. Drew over Wally. Gets away, but picked up in the corner. Pelham with it. Big rebound for Wally. Up to Gus. 53 seconds to go. Sonics down by 1. Gus 12-footer. Yes!
He might be 5 for whatever he is, but every time he shoots it, in his mind, he's made the last 10 in a row.
How true.
Confident shooter.
1:03, 1:02, 41 seconds to go. In a crowd. Foul is on Wally. 4th personal on Wally. And now, if Mr. John Drew hits a pair, the Sonics are going to be close to where they were in the first overtime, down by 3.
I'll tell you one thing that's happening. When anybody's going through the basket, they're getting crushed. Nobody gets a free shot.
Important for Drew to miss one of these. He did! Woo! Even if he gets this, the Sonics have an excellent chance to come down, be patient, and score 2.
Think he's gonna miss it? What's your feeling?
He'll make this. It is now. Well, I'll tell you something. The pressure is packed in here, and this is not even a ball game that means all that much to the Atlanta Hawks. They want to win. The SuperSonics, you know, they're on top of the 500 mark.
Well, Atlanta's fighting for that playoffs, and anytime they can get a road victory, a breakthrough on the road, that's got to be a plus for them.
1:03, 31 seconds to go in the second overtime. Jack Sikma just looked over and grinned as much as to say, boy, I'd like to still be in there, but I'm not.
He's nervous. Frank Furtado's nervous. Let's see, who else? Phil Smith, Billy Hansick. Of course, Billy's through for the night.
See if we can find out what Lenny's doing here on the clipboard this time. See Atlanta huddle there. That's Steve Hawes with his back to you, the former Husky. Injured right now with Atlanta. But you watch the faces of the players, says more than we can.
Right, and you got to keep reading the open man. Let's start out, okay? Just call a fist up.
Fist up.
Wally, you come up high, right? We got Danny and Tim. Right there, 10 seconds, go to your spot. Yeah.
1:03. You see Gus Mosey back out onto the floor. The Sonics. Now, what do you want to do, Jim? You want to get one quick? Let Atlanta have the ball so you have more time back?
Get a good one.
Work the clock.
Get a good one.
All right, I'll watch the shot clock. You watch the end of the game. 17 on the shot clock. 13 on the shot clock. You see the end of the second overtime clock. Gus maneuvering, going to pass underneath. That was the play to Wally. It goes in. It will not count. No basket. What's the call? Foul against Atlanta's Rudy Macklin.
It's
Fourth foul on Macklin. And that's only, I think, the first foul of the last 2. So the Sonics get the ball in bounds, but they get the entire clock. Timeout, Seattle. What a chess game. That's not a bad foul. You'd rather have your man at the line, but here with a tie score, you'd get the last 13 seconds free. Atlanta can't get the ball back unless you absolutely hand it to them.
No, that's true.
Woo! Any shot here at the buzzer, the Sonics win.
3 starters on the bench with fouls.
Great game, great game. Worth every penny if the tickets were $100. And who knows? Sonics have before in their history been in 3 overtimes, but never 4 overtimes. Woo. Fred Brown, Danny Brains, Wally Walker.
Now, here's what we want to do, right?
Here it is.
Set the screen on Danny because the guy that's playing here, right? Gus will take it out. Fred, you come and get it, right? We'll give it to you. You take your time. Danny, all right? Well, Danny gets the ball. Fred, step out real quick. Give it to Fred, all right? Now, if the man's overplaying Fred, Fred will go through and you just dribble it over. Meantime, we'll set the double. Wally will. Gus will go through and out. We'll give it to him. He's at the whole side by himself.
Well, you heard it. It looks like it's going to be set up for Fred. Danny Brains playing a principal role in it as he's got to get the ball out, back out to Fred. But 13 seconds is an eternity.
What do you think? Third overtime?
Well,
all right, here we go. 13 seconds to go. Brains has it. He cannot give it to Atlanta. Don't you dare give it away. Brains. Wally spinning jumper. No, Atlanta's got it. 4 seconds. Timeout. Oh, my. Oh, my. Wally missed it along the baseline. Could not hit it.
I tell you, 4 seconds is long enough to score.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Well, just could not get it to Fred. Danny was dribbling off. Fred came around, but Atlanta was playing some pretty good defense.
Take another look.
Now remember what we heard Lenny talk about. Danny was going to get a pick from Fred. Now Fred was going to try to get the ball back. Couldn't, and here comes Gus. Can't get it to Gus, and Wally has a pretty good attempt at it. He's got the ball inside. Perhaps had he known there were but 4 seconds, he could have maybe gotten himself under control of it. Gained some balance, and then taken a nice strong move to the hoop.
Yeah, he was totally off balance, but he had the shot. You can't look at the clock and look away sometimes. Oh, what a honey. All right.
Now Atlanta has their opportunity.
They won't score. We're going into the third overtime.
Ooh. Ooh.
Look at the look on Gus's face. He loves this, loves it. Eats, sleeps, shops, runs. Everything's basketball in that man's life. Just loves it.
Phil Smith has 4 fouls. On the court, Fred has 3. James Donaldson 2, Wally Walker 4, Gus Williams 1, Danny Brains does not have any.
All right, Kevin Lothry has given his team what he wants them to do. They have 4 seconds to create a winning shot. And the Sonics have 4 seconds to defend but not foul. You cannot touch them, because you can't expect any NBA player in this situation to miss both shots. All right, it'll come in at half court. They've got to hold them off and play good pressure defense, but not foul for 4 seconds. Can they do it? If they do, we're in our third overtime.
Atlanta has 5 guards on the court. Williams, Johnson, Sparrow, well, Drew's a small forward, Matthews, and let's see, well, I named 5 players.
You watch the clock on your screen, and as soon as it touches somebody in the field of play, we're underway. Kelser hopping up and down. It's in play. They're going to have to get the shot off. Gus takes it away. We got overtime. The third overtime at the Kingdome. Hello, folks.
You were right.
We might go until Sunday's Celtics game. Here we are.
Interesting ploy by Kevin Lockery, employing 4 guards and a small forward, and they mishandled it. You don't expect in that situation a guard to mishandle the ball, but they didn't even get a shot off.
I know it. You have to shoot it, 30-footer, whatever you want to. Take a look. Atlanta brings it in. Whoa. They never got the shot off, never even got near taking a shot, and 0-0 popped up one more time. My, oh my. Pete just passes a note and says, what do you guys want for breakfast? How true.
Oh my.
Oh.
I can't believe people are leaving now.
Oh, why would they go now? Another OT?
I mean, you've been here for Well, 3 hours, you might as well stay another 15, 20 minutes.
Jimmy, I need you to talk for a second. You see, even though it's now, when the folks are watching this back on Channel 7, about 1:40 in the morning, I've got to make arrangements now for who's going to do the Cairo TV Sports. Take it for a second, partner.
All right. All right, that takes care of that. Wayne Cody will be doing the sports live from the Kingdome.
Which, by this time, the folks have already seen, except cable viewers, but the other folks will see the news back about 4 in the morning anyway. So what can you say? How confusing, right? 103-103, 5 minutes to go, the third overtime. I'll stand up, take a little break. I've been sitting down for 3 hours here. Amazing. It's readjust undergarment time here. What a honey. Yes, young man, I'm announcing. What are you doing? You watching? All right, enjoy yourself. The third overtime. Yeah, do we get overtime for this?
Oh, man.
You probably do, you money bags. All right. Now, here we go. If we go one more overtime, it would be a Sonic record. They have played in a triple overtime before. Look at these mixed up rosters now. It's Donaldson, Walker, Brains, Gus, and Brown against Pelham, Drew, Macklin, Johnson, and Sparrow. And for the third time in the overtimes, the Sonics get the ball and Gus hit.
Well, in the first overtime, they scored the first 5. Here, they score the first 2.
And in the second overtime, they scored the first 1.
We'll see what this brings. What kind of...
They're mixing it up underneath. We got a foul called against the Sonics, and who gets it? It's going to be on Danny Brains. It is on Brains, his first. All right, first team foul then in the third overtime.
Believe me, with Wally Walker moving over to guard Rudy Macklin, Danny Brains has his hands full with the veteran and prolific scoring John Drew.
The hook shot, no. Donaldson, nice basket rebound. And over to Fred Brown, 4:29.
Sam Pelham with a sky hook in OT.
He must have thought it was going in. Brains fakes one man, lays it up, won't go, tipped up, no good. Goaltending or not? Yes. Offensive goaltending, no basket. Yeah, I know it was. If we have that one again, John Barry will look at it in a minute, but Brains got up on his own shot and interfered with it.
Good call. He was up after that. He just barely.
Yep.
Should maybe have gone to the backboard on that first shot.
Johnson, little 8-footer. Good. Can't let him in there. 105, 4 minutes to go, third overtime.
Danny will remember that shot, I'm certain. Chance to put Seattle up 4 in the third overtime.
3:52 left. Johnson and Brown tugging on each other's shirts.
I tell you, they're really, Pelham's really taking advantage of James inside, and Lenny's up trying to
he's hammering
fight for his big post man.
Fred Brown will bring it in, 3:43 to go. Bob Rakel hands him the ball. Wally's got it. 4 on the shot clock. Wally to the bucket. It won't go. Wally just can't buy an important bucket. Did he get fouled or did he foul? Loose ball foul on Wally Walker. What a sad time. Wally wants so much to contribute and win. He misses the shot to win it in second overtime. He misses a rather easy shot, and then he fouls on the rebound. 2 tough shots that Seattle has missed the last 2 times down the court. May pay for those. We'll see. 105 each team. Drew. He made it, and somebody fouled. And the way Danny Brains is holding his head, it's on Danny Brains, and that will send Drew to the line and possibly give Atlanta a 3-point lead. Second foul on Brains. Well, John Drew was allowed to get the ball in pretty good position, and that's a pretty good call right there. I think Danny got him pretty good on that side, and that's just a powerful, high-quality move by Drew, who misses. John Drew is a marvelous foul shooter, 75%. He has missed his share tonight. And he missed a big one in the second overtime. Atlanta by 2. Sonics need good shot selection. That's not one of them, but it goes. Gus made his last one. Look out on the court. You got Fred Brown and Gus Williams with the most years out there. You got to put the ball in their hands. That shot with 18 left on the shot clock, though, a swinger from the corner, 18 feet away. I don't know. Something to... Good point, but it went in. It went in, you're right. That answers all questions. Johnson, same spot. Donaldson, yes. Loose ball foul on Atlanta, called against Rudy Macklin.
What a factor James has been here in the late going, gathering up. Rudy Macklin now has 5 fouls, gathering up defensive rebound upon defensive rebound.
Third overtime that you're watching. 107-107. To Donaldson, yes!
Yeah!
Great pass by
Got him
Gus.
inside, and Gus feet up in the air with that one. He knew it was going down. That's nice ball movement by Seattle.
Whew. Picture perfect pass and assist for Gus Williams. Watch. Here you are, James. Crunch.
Do what you want with it, big fella.
And I hope you go near the hoop. Sonics by 2. 2:22 to go. Third overtime.
Sam Pelham again.
Makes a move on Donaldson. James plays him well. Gets fouled. And James Donaldson, a real force in the overtime.
Oh, my goodness. He has a chance here to give Seattle some rare breathing room. Watch Sam Pelham go to the hoop. Again, I say they might possibly have gotten it to John Drew or Eddie Johnson.
Brown, second try, good. In midair.
He caught it in midair and threw it back up.
Timeout,
oh, my
Atlanta.
goodness.
Timeout, Atlanta. Downtown Freddie Brown with Coleman's own James Donaldson controlling and giving the SuperSonics a 4-point bulge, but can you guess it ain't over yet?
Oh, no. 2:02.
111-107, 2:02 to go. What a basketball game. Oh, the folks that went home. How about the folks that maybe left before the end of regulation?
And out there in the lot, they were probably commiserating.
Yeah, they
Shoot, we should have won.
Yeah, they turned on the game, right? Bob Blackford saying it's third overtime. And the folks are saying, no, we missed the game of the decade.
I tell you what, I'm going to stay up to watch the replay. I don't know about you, Wayne.
I'll be up that late, but I may not be watching the replay. I mean, watching us right now. That's true. 2:02.
Oh, Phil Smith's checking in now. Well, this has all been done without the services of Jack Sigma, who left early tonight, Lonnie Shelton, and Billy Hanslick, who all fouled out. And listen to this. Better part of 17,000 remaining, giving their Sonics an ovation with a 111-107, 2:02 left in the ball game. Well, at least in the third overtime.
Yeah. Oh, this could go farther than that. Who knows? Remember, the Sonics back a long time ago in the first overtime were up by 5 and they frittered it away. Let's hope they don't fritter away this 4-point lead.
Let's see, fritter away and pell-mell.
You like those, huh? Drew, brains. What happened? Blocking foul on Phil Smith.
Phil Smith was dropping back into the area of the ball to lend Danny Brains some help.
You know, I was kidding about John Johnson maybe having to suit up, but Smith now has 5 fouls. Fred Brown's got 3 in a technical. Wally's got 5. By the 8th overtime, they might need you. No, that plays short.
Hey. I've been playing.
Drew got it. 111-108.
Well, if you're going to go overtime, you might as well go 3.
That's right.
He missed it.
Way bad. Pelham with a rebound. Went up. Gus got it. Foul called, though. Looks like it's on James. No,
Danny Brains.
It's on Danny Brains.
Well, I tell you, even though they missed the free throw, it's not a given fact that you're going to get the ball back. You have to concentrate and make sure that you block out.
Shooting 2.
All right. Sam Pelham at the line. Out of Buffalo, a third-year player. Biggest foul shot maybe of his life. He makes it. Unfair to say when you don't know his grade school, high school, college background playing days. He may have made 8 in a row in an overtime once. 111-109. Smith out. So it'll be Brown, Gus, Donaldson, Kelser, and Wally Walker. This will put Atlanta within one if he makes it, and he did. 1:47 to go. Lots of time remaining. Third overtime at the Kingdome. Boy, I'd call my friends and wake them up if I was watching this one. Say, turn this one on. Brown. Outside. Gus. Traveling. 3-second violation in the lane on James Donaldson. Oh, no.
Well, I think he thought Fred Brown was going to take it to the basket. He didn't. He passed out to Gus, and he was just caught inside. No place to go.
Sparrow.
Offensive foul on Johnny Drew.
Foul on John Drew, backing in.
Trying to establish post and a little too aggressively.
He was, just banged his body in, and that's his fourth. Now the Sonics up by 1 with 1:16 to go. Woo! Brown. Want to go to the hoop?
Why not? Why not? That's a 3-point Seattle lead. Fred Brown now with 22 points.
113 to 110. Sonics by 3. 59 seconds left. Foul. Yep. Drew's mad at himself that he didn't get the bucket. The foul is on James Donaldson. That's his third. That'll be no factor. You don't see Sikma, you don't see Shelton, and you don't see Hanslick. They've all fouled out. And here's the third foul on Donaldson.
He missed it. Oh, no.
Lucky bounce, hit the heel and fell in. It looked for all the world like it was no good. What a beauty. What a game. Drew can put Atlanta within 1. Seems like they've been playing 2 weeks. He does. 113, 112, 55 seconds to go. The Sonics have to put the lock on that ball. They can't give it away here. Atlanta would have too much time to come down and get 1 point back. Shot selection, good passing, hang on to the ball. Gus spins, moves, 8-footer, no. Now what? Something called underneath through a maze of bodies. It may be on Atlanta. It is.
Gus Williams going to the line. The foul is on Rory Sparrow.
Sparrow picks up his second personal foul, and that'll send Gus to the line.
Gus is harking back to 2:15 in what, that first overtime?
Yep.
Where Gus Williams tied up Rory Sparrow. He connected then with Lonnie Shelton for 2 free throws.
Gus missed it. Oh, he could have put the Sonics up by 3. Now he can put them up by 2. Woo! The things that are happening in this game you don't expect. Gus needs this one and gets it. Oh.
Go back to those 2 cripples that Seattle missed early with Walker and Brains pulling up short.
Time out Atlanta. Well, I've done some fun games. I'll tell you, Larry Steele, you know Larry from down at Portland?
Surely.
He and I did that 7-game Milwaukee series about 3 years ago. Boy, there were some humdingers in that one. But I don't remember that I've ever been involved in a triple overtime. Did you play one or coach one?
Coached a triple overtime in the Western Regionals 2 years ago against Missouri.
Did you win
Utah versus Missouri. We won by 4.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you something, I'm still shaken about it when I think about it, because it was quite a thing to go through, and that's playoff time.
Now remember, all this heading into a 3 o'clock Sunday appointment with the Boston Celtics, defending NBA champions. The Sonics went back there and tore their cover off about, what, 3 weeks ago.
We were there.
So well in Boston. Now the Celtics are coming here and they want to return the favor. And earlier tonight, who'd they beat up on?
Portland. 127-117.
Look at Wally. We feel about like the players. You're drained in an emotional ball game like this. Fred Brown looking around. Wally Walker. See
Fred,
James
says,
Donaldson.
hey, I'm 33 years old. It's time for me to be home.
That's right. Past my bedtime. All right. 37 seconds remaining, but it's only in the third overtime. No big deal.
62.5 minutes of play so far.
That's right.
Pushing on to the witching hour of midnight.
And when you folks are watching this, nigh on to what?
11:08.
That's right. Now, let's see. It'll be on the Channel 7 replay tonight. It's now 12:30, 1:30. It's almost 2:30.
I guess I won't watch
Good morning, folks. All right, here we go. Atlanta with the ball. They got 37 seconds, so they're 2 behind. They make a miscue. Sonics will hang on to it. Sparrow. He missed the shot that could have won it in regulation back in the old days. Johnson goes to Drew. Works under the bucket, goes up, makes the basket. It is tied, and exactly 24 seconds remain. So the Sonics have the entire balance of the third overtime to get a point.
Well, Seattle, of course, is going to take the last shot. Lenny's hollering for timeout.
Gus doesn't see it. Oh, Donaldson lays it up, doesn't go. Kelser, timeout, he calls. Did he get it without traveling? Timeout, he did. 4 seconds to go. I think maybe Greg should have turned around and fired it by then. Gus took the shot, I thought, early. Yeah. But when Kelser gets it with 4 seconds, you're better from 8 feet away than you'll be from 30.
That's good. But I tell you, at that point in time, the only thing Greg can see is that Lenny's been calling timeout. You sort of lose sight of the fact that there's only 4 seconds to go. 20 when they got the ball.
I would hope so. John Barry says we'll watch that again. Take another look. All right, now here comes Smith, shovels it to Gus.
They almost lose it in the backcourt there. That's
what a disaster that would have been.
Not real good movement between Sonics there. Now right now, Lenny's hollering for timeout. Nobody sees him. The little two-man game going on. A difficult shot. James, big board. And that's a second big board on that play. Well, 4 seconds is not a fourth. A fourth?
Well,
hey, we talked about Nancy Welch earlier this evening. She's back here pacing the floor like an expectant
for
mother.
A half an hour. No, the expectant mothers don't pace the floor. It's the expectant fathers that pace the floor.
Well, yeah, but it would be. Let's watch Nancy right behind, right there.
Yeah, there she is.
Head down. Oh, man.
Kurt walks by. I don't know where he's going right now, the fine Everett newspaper reporter. There's Howard Bogey along press row, as it's called. Look at Nancy. Well, one timeout left for the Sonics. Just an inside story, as I never lie to anybody on television. I'm about, at this moment, 6 minutes away from doing the late Cairo TV sports. So Gary Justice or John Marlar or Susan Hutchison will have to tune up their sports voices and fill in. Here we go. Wow. 4 seconds to go. I look at a fourth overtime. We'll see as soon as it touches somebody. 4, 3, 2. Smith's going to have to take it right now. Is it in? No. Fourth overtime, ladies and gentlemen. The fourth overtime. It's a Sonic record, and we'll have to go to the NBA books, but I would imagine somewhere, sometime, they probably played 6 or 7 or 8 someplace.
Somewhere long ago, I think it was back in the first overtime, I thought that the home team might have the advantage. That didn't work out a lick.
Didn't work out at all, did it? Nancy, can you check the NBA record for overtimes?
Well, again, let's review. Jack Sickman, Bill Hanslick, and Lonnie Shelton on the bench with 6 fouls. Well, I tell you what, we can stay up as long as these guys can.
Yeah, that's right. I can stay up this late. I don't care. Right. What a great game to televise for you, and I hope that you're enjoying it, whatever time it is when you're watching. Oh, my, oh, my. 4 overtimes. The people that left in the fourth quarter, they're the people that have just missed the game of their life. You want to go to a game. How about you got a couple of friends in town, right? You score a couple tickets for them. You bring them to the game and say, oh, Sonics should beat Atlanta by probably 15, right? You're still here 3 hours later, and there's no decision in the fourth overtime. People think, what a great sport this is.
I'll tell you what, it keeps them coming out.
Wow.
There might be 50,000. 50, that would be some difficult viewing from up in that 300 level.
Jean McGuire-Peterson, our efficient scorekeeper, is sitting here with ink all over her hands from keeping scorecards in all 4 quarters and all 3 overtimes. Well, Jimmy, this is fun.
Let's take a look at the Sonic scoring right now.
You can count
Jack
that
Sikma
high.
out with 22. Wally Walker has 10. James Donaldson, 10. Fred Brown, 18. 22. 22, that's right. Oh, I didn't see the extension here for 4 overtimes. Gus Williams with 22, and Lonnie Shelton, of course, on the bench with 12.
My, oh my, oh my. Here we go. 4th overtime. 5 more minutes of basketball. All tied at 114. I think I was kidding about somebody having to suit up, right? Gus, 8-footer, double pump.
Oh,
It goes off the glass.
That's the
Holy
most
cow.
difficult shot, and all 4 overtimes, Seattle has scored first. Drawn first blood.
All right, 116, 114. What a honey. Best basketball game I've ever seen. Maybe not technically, but certainly from the standpoint of being close. Off the heel, no. Rebound, Drew. Is he important? He gets the bucket, and it counts, and he gets fouled.
I tell you, he is just so good. Oh, my goodness. James Donaldson was right there. Greg Kelser was right there.
Yep, Kelser gets the foul. Jimmy, take another look with everybody.
And they can get up. There, the ball just drops in his hands. Watch here. He adjusts it once and scores. My goodness. Whew.
Well, Drew goes to the line with a chance to put Atlanta in front by 1. Drew can make his 20th point of the night right here.
Well, that's back in the second overtime.
Oh, I'm
He's got
sorry.
28 now.
28, I beg your pardon. I'm reading the wrong slip. Try 29 with this. 117, 116, 4:18 to go. Overtime number 4.
Both teams have had their opportunities at building little leads in at different overtimes, and both times the other teams have come back.
Gus will work on Sparrow. Takes it. Missed it. Rebound Atlanta. Don't let them build a lead.
Nope. Atlanta going the distance tonight with, I'll tell you, Sparrow, Johnson, and Drew have played a lot of minutes.
Yeah, and how many minutes has Gus played? Donaldson and Smith for Sunday's game with the Celtics. Johnson hits his own man on the head. No traveling. Drew's shot. Donaldson really playing the boards, and a foul on Pelham.
I tell you, Johnson threw it to Sparrow, bounced off his head, came right back to him.
Timeout, Seattle.
So a timeout is called by the SuperSonics. Let's try and get a microphone in on Lenny here if we can and see what he has to say. Jimmy and I don't have anything else to say. We've said it twice already, whatever it was.
Anyway, here we go.
All right. You hear even Bob Blackburn in the background. His voice has got to get
Will be
scratchy.
replayed twice on television.
They're talking about playing this one back for the crowd here in case you want to stay up to see it. All right, let's see if we can hear Lenny.
On Channel 7. And short time from now at 3 a.m. on the Super
Yeah,
Channel.
turn around and face him. I think you go right by him. Okay? Right to you. You get in there. You got stuff? Okay.
You see our cameraman shooting right over Lenny Wilkins' head, but you're seeing the long angle of it.
Okay? Let's just run some insides, okay? Now, run it this way. If Wally and Danny are up, okay? Listen up. Phil, we might just pass it over to Gus, right? Gus, take it over. See, we got them up line now. Now we go to okay? Go through. Oh. Yeah. Now, Gus, if your man goes back, you cut through. Because these guys out wide, and Phil, you fill. So, if you don't have Gus, you got to fill out top.
So these players are beginning to walk around like a couple of punch-drunk heavyweights in the 15th round.
Yeah, they're tired. See if there's any smiles as the two clubs come out to face each other. Sparrow walked right by Wally without a glance. A couple of Atlanta players are kidding each other.
Rudy Macklin and Johnny Drew.
Yeah, like one of them saying, hey, I had a date after this. The other guy saying, well, you're not going to get there on time. All right, here we go. 3:32 remaining, 4th overtime. I laugh every time I say it. Danny on the way to the bucket.
Oh, yeah! It goes! Oh, they cleared the court, and the rookie takes it to the hole. Nice move by Brains.
John Drew with a foul.
I'll tell you what this does for the young man's confidence. Seattle gets him the ball, and he goes right on Johnny Drew. It hangs and goes.
Drew's 5th foul. Brains at the line can give the Sonics a 2-point lead. Won't go. And it's going the other way as Bavetta spots a loose ball foul on James Donaldson. They can ill afford to lose him. He has 4 now.
Well, then you see Grange move into the post. He played a little bit there at Utah. Ray Tolbert come off the bench and play a little bit.
Tell you, they better wire the league and get John Johnson back on the roster about the 8th overtime. I'm serious, they might need him. Johnson with a pump at 18 feet. Got it. Oh, Atlanta by 1, 119 to 118.
I'll tell you, that's a very, very big.
Anybody was here that wakes up in the morning, somebody says, where were you last night? Oh, just at a basketball game. They don't like the game, but they don't like this one. Donaldson, left side, leaning in, going to take the jumper. Got it.
Oh, my goodness.
Big hoop for James.
2 young players, Grange and Donaldson.
And I love it because he's got the confidence to shoot it. Take it, why not?
Hey, Seattle's trademark this year. Get it to the guy that's open. Don't matter if it's a rookie or a veteran, and they proved the case here tonight.
Johnson, no. Donaldson had it, Wally had it. Atlanta gets it back, missed it, it's knocked out of bounds. Atlanta ball.
Well, I tell you.
Drew says he got hammered. Lenny says his man, Wally, got hammered. Atlanta's got it. 2:24 remaining. Oh, Atlanta's got the lead
You just
again.
had to know that they were going to knock it in after 3 attempts at it.
121, 120.
11:21 p.m.
Uh-oh. Donaldson moved forward as he tried to lob it in, and Johnson loses it out of bounds. Looked away for somebody to pass it to. And he took his eye off the ball. It got out of his hands. Hawks by 1, 2:04 to go. Fred Brown will be in on the next dead ball. Sonics can ill afford not to score every time down if they're going to let Atlanta score. You fans know that.
Two-man game now between James Donaldson.
Bill Smith gets it back. Moved into Johnson. Should have been a foul called. Smith says, let me have it from 6 feet. No basket traveling.
Oh, I tell you, Bobby Rakel was outside, and I guess he didn't see the bump. But Dick Bavetta, oh boy, 139 and counting.
Atlanta by 1. Just knocked it away, but Johnson was there to get it back. 7 seconds in the shot.
Offensive foul on Drew.
That's right.
How many?
Is that it? He's gone.
He's out of here. That's a big play by Wally Walker. Just an excellent job in causing John Drew to foul.
So John Drew is gone. And Kevin Lothry looks down at Lenny and he pulls his tie apart. Yeah, and he says, wow. And Lenny smiles back. They've been around for a while. Oh my, the Sonics have the basketball. Who's he going to put into the game? I would imagine Wes Matthews will come back, won't he? Apparently they're going to wait for a second until
they
the
have 30 seconds to get a substitution.
Drew is replaced by number 1.
All right, Matthews is back. He was hot when he was in earlier. Hawks by 1, 1:23 remaining. 4th overtime. Brett Brown. Oh, downtown. Woo!
24 points. There was no doubt when he let go that it was going in.
Now the Sonics by 1.
Yeah, Wally Walker's chasing Royce.
Oh, Eddie Johnson to the bucket. The basket counts and the foul is called. Great play by Eddie Johnson. Johnson gets his 33rd point and will go to the line for maybe 34.
6 personals on Walker.
And Walker's gone.
First team foul in the last 2 minutes.
Oh, if that's not a charge, John Barry, can we see that once more? Wally was so in place, I don't believe it. Oh, Wally's just hot as he comes to the bench. You're going to see Wally Walker frozen to the ground. Watch this replay. Here it is again, Jim. Watch Wally. There's the plant. He's there.
That's good. That's too bad. That's too bad.
Kelser checking in for the Sonics.
123-122, Atlanta by 1. Less than a minute, 59 seconds. Johnson will be at the line for 1. And now who do the Sonics put in? Greg Kelser. Kelser, Williams, Brains, Donaldson, and Fred Brown.
1951, a 6 overtime game between Rochester and Indianapolis.
My goodness, 31 years ago. This is in the 4th overtime. The Sonics are down by 2. They must score this time down. Oh, offensive foul on Fred Brown. The veteran makes a mistake. Oh, that's his 4th. Uh-oh. Fred Brown, oops, be careful. He's showing the choke sign to the referee. Don't let him see that. 48 seconds. The Sonics have enough time if they can keep Atlanta from scoring. Johnson will work Brown. 40 seconds. Johnson may try and take it, going to try and drive to the lane. Passes Sparrow, shoots. In and out, tipped up. Atlanta gets it back. Gus has it. Danny Raines holds on to it. Now 25 seconds. They got the full clock. They're 2 behind. Brown, offensive foul on the Sonics. The basket does not count. Greg Kelser, offensive foul. That's his 5th, and the basket does not count. 2 offensive fouls at the other end of the court. My, oh my, the Sonics have to steal. They're down by 2, 15 seconds to go. Brains in a pile, big pile up. Now 7 seconds, Sonics have to get it. They foul, they did. Sparrow.
Well, I tell you, these officials have certainly let a lot of things go this last couple of minutes.
In the last 2 minutes, penalty shot.
Well,
that charging call, or that call going back to Wally Walker's block, is a big one indeed.
Rory Sparrow, if he makes a pair, now let's check and see if he gets to shoot. He does. If he makes a pair, it's over. Atlanta's 4 points up. If he misses one, the Sonics will have a slight chance still. Made the first one. Ah, what a shame to lose this one. If he could find some way to miss this and the Sonics get a timeout, he didn't. Timeout anyway, Sonics.
Timeout, Seattle.
Well, 2 offensive fouls, Jimmy, I think, is the last couple of nails in the coffin.
Well, you look at those, and you look at the opportunity that Wally Walker had inside, and he was in good position. That's not what has put Seattle down by 4. You can go back throughout the entire game, and it's really difficult to pinpoint one little isolated play at the end and say that's the reason. We have a chance now to see. Here goes Eddie Johnson. Wally Walker plants. Well, there's nothing more you can do. He was planted. He was planted. I noticed that Mr. Rako didn't have the opportunity or didn't take advantage of our diamond vision up there over.
No, I don't think you're ever going to look at a replay as the crowd does, right?
No.
I'll tell you. Well, it's a tough one to lose. 4 overtimes, and the SuperSonics are going to come away apparently on the short end. 85-85, 96-96, 103-103, 114-114. So in this decisive 4th overtime, the Hawks pick up 12 points. The Sonics have scored only 8. Ray Tolbert standing there saying, must have used the wrong kind of soap today. In 68 minutes, hadn't seen a minute of play. But he likes it, he's happy. 6 seconds remain. Fred Brown's got to hit a 3-point bucket and get fouled. But remember, the Sonics were down 3 points with 1 second to go, and they tied it up. All right, Fred Brown's got to get himself fouled while he shoots the bucket. Here they come. 3 points by somebody. Threw it away. Danny threw it out of bounds. Well, that'll do it. Dan, in his anxiety to get it to Fred Brown, threw it away. The clock never even started. And Atlanta will bring it in with 6 seconds to go. They got to kind of protect it and stay away from a foul. Fred fouls number 1, Matthews. So Fred Brown fouls. Is he still in the game? That's his 5th personal foul, but it's all history now. Atlanta will go to the line for 2 final shots, and they're going to end up winning it by 5 or 6. Now the faithful thousands that remain kind of moseying toward the door, not happy. Who's the Atlanta announcer for radio? Boy, is he animated. He's the only man I've ever seen to hand hold a microphone to do the play-by-play, and he's up waving everybody out of the way like Lothry does. Foul shot, no good by Matthews. 2 seconds remain. Fourth overtime. 3-hour and 30-minute game. And the 5th point lead goes in, and, well, that's it.
Final score.
And Phil Smith just takes kind of a weak shot at the basket, but it's all over. And the Sonic faithful are going to probably get the Boo Birds out to go after the officials. 127 to 122, it's over. The 4th overtime at the Kingdome, and the Atlanta Hawks pull it out. About this basketball game. The NBA record is 6 overtimer. The Sonics have never played in a 4th overtime before. They did tonight. That's tough to lose one, isn't it?
No question about it. They had their opportunities. Atlanta had their opportunities. Seattle shot but 45% from the field. Out-rebounded Atlanta by 7. Got poor shooting performances by a number of people. And, you know, they did have all that put in a basket, and they still had an opportunity to win and didn't. Disappointing.
Right. High scorers. John Drew came on to have a whale of a game. Anybody else you want to mention?
Eddie Johnson, 34. We talked about him at the beginning of the show. Johnny Drew had 31 on the Sonic side. Jack Sikma, before fouling out, he only played 43 minutes. He got by easy tonight. 22 points. Gus Williams, 24. But he was 9 for 29. He's the first one to admit he didn't shoot very well. Freddie Brown came off big, 24 points. 4
of the 5 starters fouled out. And the fans here tonight, 17,000 plus, were not happy with the referees. We'll talk about what this does in the Pacific Division and the game with Boston Sunday when we come right back.
Very quickly, Wayne, let's look at the Pacific Division standings as of right now. 36-17 Los Angeles, a game back, a full game. Seattle 35-18. Portland, Golden State, and Phoenix with identical 28 and 23 records. They're 7 back. San Diego bringing up the rear, 22 back at 14 and 39.
You play a 68-minute game. 4 of the 5 starters foul out. You got the Boston Celtics comfortably coming to town. You got to be tired even though you're the home team. What do you look for Sunday?
I look for Seattle to come out and play some good, aggressive, intense basketball. They can play no less than that to be in the game against the #1 team in the NBA right now.
All right, Jimmy, nice working with you. It was fun. Maybe our only in our sportscasting careers 4th overtime. It was fun to do it. For Jim Marsh, I'm Wayne